crossover.
Oh, killer crossover.
Just crossover. It just crossed him over nastily.
Another victim to the crossovers. Cross him up and sit him down.
The crossover is powered by Everlevel Concrete Repair in Omaha at everlevelconcrete.com.
Matt, it's predictions week. Do you have any predictions?
We did over-unders today.
That's not a prediction.
I like the undies.
You want me to give you a prediction?
I'm just letting you know that it's predictions week. So every podcast or every radio show that you see this week, they're going to say, here's my prediction.
It's the Bill Simmons 4-hour pick'em extravaganza.
You know what I think we should do, Josh? No more predictions on anything.
Oh, I was about to give
What if we were the first ever radio show who never predicted anything? Do you think that we can find an alley there?
A lot of people zagging.
I don't think you can do that.
You don't think so?
Well, you would have to become an entirely different show.
we grunt the slate still. That's not predicting.
That's not predicting.
Yeah.
I think you could. I think you should.
Because what does it matter at the end of the day when Josh wins predictions or when I win predictions? I won predictions last year.
Can I say this about the whole hot take, good take, bad take, all that type of stuff?
You can say anything you'd like.
Are we really keeping score?
No, that's the point. You can be as wrong as wrong can be.
Look at the men who are making millions of dollars in our industry. Okay. They could not be more wrong.
They're wrong all the time.
They are more wrong than anybody else.
They love being wrong.
And they love talking about the same people over and over and over and over and over again. Like, I'm going to probably turn my head to the left and they'll be talking about Caleb Williams.
You got it. You nailed it.
I wasn't even looking.
By the way, just quickly here from Kenneth on YouTube, what is Michael too good for the crossover? Great question.
That's right. Michael has a job.
Yeah, his job is to be on the radio.
They're not giving that trophy away for another 9 months.
They have an event on Thursday. That's a very big deal.
I have many events.
Yeah, Red Out Week starts Thursday.
They have their Summer Slam, if you will, coming up. If the Jet Award banquet was WrestleMania, this Thursday is their Summer Slam.
Okay, the spring supplement.
Yes, very good.
Okay,
very good. Yeah, this is their big event before their big event.
All right, cool.
So
where's my invite?
I think you should do a Connor Happer week of counter programming. The Connor Happer week.
Okay.
Where you do everything opposite of all of the bits that you do.
What's the opposite of prediction?
So you do get to that Caitlin Clark thing at some point.
No, I don't know if we'll have time.
You don't do I have an opinion. You do I don't have an opinion.
Interesting.
Which is an opinion about you not wanting to have opinions. Josh should read what not to watch.
I really do. I really don't care about opinions.
Like Happer, that's crazy to say in the industry that you're in. Our paychecks are fully built off of our opinions.
Yeah, but it's not based off how good they are.
No, it's not.
That's right.
It's not that. Why do you think I'm sitting in this chair?
So why even have them?
It's based on how inflammatory they can be to get people to listen.
That's
stupid.
You're essentially asking why live? You're gonna die anyway. Why live?
Why? Well,
that's the same. No, stop.
Life is not all radio and takes.
I think radio is the perfect microcosm of what life is.
Charles writes in, I have watched a movie from 20 years ago. Yeah, we could do movie reviews from 20 years ago.
That's what we should do.
That's a great idea. It would be more than 20 probably.
You should just do a whole week of
Josh is interesting.
Screw Twitter polls.
I see Josh cooking over there right now.
What's the opposite of a Twitter poll?
I don't know.
We'd have to think about that.
A Facebook caption
contest.
There you go. Facebook memes.
Yeah.
Do you think we should just go really hard on Facebook this week?
I think that would be incredible.
All right. This is another call to the people. Our Facebook is active. Head to 1620 The Zone. Comment there. We will see your comments.
There you go. You only read the comments from Facebook. You completely ignore YouTube TV.
I don't have an opinion.
Yes.
All right.
1620 to Facebook.
It's interesting. It's very, very interesting.
My prediction, Aiden Childs will be considered a top 3 quarterback in the Big Ten by the end of the year.
Oh, you got the Michigan State
Imagine sitting all weekend and having to cook that up when you could have been doing literally anything else.
So I was on a vacation in Okaboji over the weekend?
Oh, I can tell.
You can, my voice.
You're a little sun-kissed as well.
Dude, my skin right now, I'm going to show this to you. It's like a cosmopolitan ice cream. Is that what, or Neapolitan ice cream?
I don't think it's cosmopolitan.
It's Neapolitan. My skin is
got it.
Neapolitan ice cream. Okay.
That's cool. I love that. Oh, wow.
Look at
now,
that.
how are you only sunburnt on your shoulder?
I know, right?
Did you wear a shooter sleeve?
Look at this. Look at this. Here, I'll show the camera.
Yeah. Go up to it. If you're watching along with us on YouTube, you can see how Matt was only sunburned on his shoulders.
You are not okay. You should see a doctor.
But
about
not
that.
the rest of his arm, which is very, very interesting. Oh, look, we got a Facebook comment.
If you look at that, it's a Neapolitan. You can see it from back here. It's a Neapolitan ice cream.
Not cosmopolitan.
Strawberry, vanilla, and a little bit of chocolate. Okay.
I don't think you have that.
Just a hint of chocolate.
I think it's just
This
hair.
is like if Neapolitan ice cream was with like caramel ice cream.
There's no caramel.
I'm
on
nice
your
and
body.
caramelly right now.
I don't think that's right.
Whole question: does Matt McMaster have a little bit of chocolate?
A little bit. It's hints of chocolate. Look at this thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how it happened.
Yeah, that's
I don't
not
know why.
good. You shouldn't be that red.
I'm the first person who got a sunburn, but still has a farmer's tan.
Does it hurt? It looks like it hurts.
You have somehow the inverse of a farmer's tan.
I have the
Yeah.
inverse of a farmer's tan. I don't know how I did it.
You forgot to screen up your
I
shoulders.
did screen up a lot.
You get to screen up. Screen up some more.
It's really just the shoulder. No, I'm fine. Does it hurt? Now it does. Now that I've been touching it.
Okay.
Charles says homie wore a shooter sleeve like Kobe.
Low-key.
That was Matt.
Now
he's wearing a sweater.
I
What do you wear a sweater for?
It's 90 out.
when I leave my house,
It's probably still 82.
It was probably muggy and raining when you left the house.
I don't want to go. I don't want to embarrass myself, but there's a reason why I wear a sweater.
You don't have any other clean clothes.
No, God no.
Okay.
No, I have plenty of clean clothes.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I don't know. I sleep a certain way, and when I wake up, I want to be fully clothed. I want.
you sleep with lots of clothes on. You slept in this.
No, I don't sleep with lots of clothes.
Okay, well that's what you just said. So
No. The way that I sleep, in the particular way that I sleep. I don't have clothes on when I sleep. So when I wake up,
no clothes.
I want to wake up. I want to put clothes on. I want to be clothed.
Okay.
I like being clothed in
All
the
right.
morning.
I don't understand how. I feel like the two are, how you are when you sleep and how you are when you are awake are mutually exclusive.
No, they're the opposite.
I don't think that they are related in any way.
They are the absolute opposite for me. When
Okay.
I wake up, I want to be fully covered in fabric, and when I go to bed, I want to be touching my Egyptian cotton.
Yeah, I generally agree with you. I don't I wear underwear when I sleep.
Yeah.
You do too? No? Okay. But when I wake up, it's like it's not related into how few or many clothes I'm wearing. When
No,
I'm
I think,
sleeping.
and my apartment too is cold. So when I wake up, I typically wake up and I'm cold, and so I go ahead and I'll say this, like, I will go ahead and, like, when I get home, I'll put on new clothes, and I'll work out in those clothes.
Okay.
And then I'll take a shower, and then I'll put on another set of clothes.
I like your life, man. I like what you got going on.
I live an incredible life.
Yeah.
I'm really, the greatest advice I've gotten is from you. Go into debt. And it is
Dave Ramsey.
It's
how do you think about that?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
You should probably just quit.
I kind of love it. Kind of enjoy it.
Oh,
I
that's
do
great.
a lot of the things I want to do.
It's great.
People are always like, because I'm going to a wedding on this, so next Saturday or
Mhm.
next Sunday, I'll be at a wedding
Yes, in Colorado.
in Colorado. People are going to be like, why don't you have a girlfriend, or is there anyone you're talking to? Like, what's the whole? Because I'm in that age of where relatives are curious about.
It's
my
a
day.
relative thing.
It's a relative thing.
Okay, well, yeah.
It's
They will.
relatives asking.
They will ask.
And I already have my line. I'm gonna be like, I would be so much unhappier if I had a girlfriend.
It doesn't matter because there's no way to avoid. I mean, you're always going to get a question. Let's say
Yeah.
the next time you go to the family wedding, there is you do bring a date to the wedding.
Oh, it'll be
then it'll just be, when are you going to propose?
so one of my cousins is doing that. He
So I don't know which one's worse. They're all bad.
He very historically.
Hey, when you get married, is that when you're going to have a kid? When you get a kid, when are you going to have 2 kids?
And when are you going to have 3 kids?
Exactly.
And then it'll be
just for the rest of your life.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Are you done?
And then all of a sudden,
another kid.
And then all of a sudden, you're asking the question.
And then you have too many kids. Then you're like, what is wrong with you? Why do you have 7 kids?
Yeah,
you're
like Chris Prudon.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
He just acquired a bunch of children.
What was I going to say?
I don't know. Sorry.
JJ, my cousin, is like 36 and hasn't really been in a long-term relationship.
Did they quit on him?
A little bit, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
He's now bringing a +1 to the wedding.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I love my cousin Haley, who's getting married. JJ bringing a girlfriend to this wedding, in my opinion, is the bigger story. This is the bigger story.
Right, the headline.
This is like when the Lakers got sold and it was bigger than the NBA Finals going on that day. This is the equivalent.
Pedro writes in on the text line.
Hi, Pedro.
Hi, guys. This is TMI radio. I have my fingers in my ears and saying la la la.
That's
la,
why
la. I can't unsee what I heard. Where PJ? Where PJ?
Once again, where Peach?
I tried to be as vague as possible, and you squeezed that out of me. Okay, you squeezed that.
You
piece of
kind of
info.
offered it, and I extracted
I said the way that I sleep, particularly, I like to put clothes on right after. A lot of clothes.
Yeah,
and you go. Oh, do you sleep naked? Are you naked?
I had to ask the follow up. I'm sorry. This is just we're trained. Trying to do this.
You go. Your follow up was, do you wear underwear when you sleep? I'm TMI. I'm too much information.
You the one who offered the information.
You are the one who told me that I wear too many clothes. I offered you the answer as to why I wear too many clothes.
I don't think the answer makes any sense.
It's because I'm cold in the morning. I'm just cold in the morning, and so I just treat it. And I know that I will get home and I will just change.
When you wake up in the morning, do you how soon before you leave the door is your alarm going off?
An hour and 40 minutes.
Whoa. What are you doing in that period of time?
So I wake up at 4:00. I immediately set a timer for 15 minutes. And I go to bed.
You go back to bed?
I go back to bed.
Okay.
And I wake up at 4:15.
Interesting.
I grab my phone. I go on the CBS Sports app. I look through all the things that happened on the overnight. I go to my notes.
This is all in bed.
This is all in bed.
Mm-hmm.
I have not left my bed.
Okay.
Go ahead. Notes. Take notes. Go look through more things. My computer, I'll literally just reach down. My computer's like on my table.
Still in bed.
Grab my computer. Still in bed. Haven't left my bed.
Good.
Typing. Keep typing. Keep looking up. There are moments where I'm like tired and I just put a timer for 6 minutes and I'll just go to bed for 6 minutes and then I'll wake up and then I'll get back to typing.
All right.
And keep typing. Now it's like 5:23. And I'm like, okay. I put another 6-minute timer on.
Wow.
I go to bed.
You're getting close.
I wake up, it's 5:30. I take showers the night before.
See, I think we've found, I think that you could benefit potentially from a morning shower.
Okay. Maybe.
Get you a little bit more acclimated to the environment that you're about to be in.
I wake up at 5:29.
Then maybe you won't want to put as many clothes on.
I wake up at 5:29. I'm out the door. 5:35.
There you go.
5:40. Probably get to the station around 5:48, 5:50. Right. Walk in here. We have about 20-25 minutes before we get on live on the show. That's it. That's my morning routine.
Thank you. Now I know.
Well, you asked.
No, I know. I know.
An hour and 20. Now I agree with you. There have been moments where, like this week, where I'm in like the first chair, right? And I'm like running the show and I'm picking the segments and what we're doing. I'll probably get here a little bit earlier just to get acclimated with the space.
Love acclimation.
So, but yeah, I'm just kind of, I would say that my day, you're the guy who was like, I have 4 days in one day. You've seen that guy, that crazy dude?
No, but I know.
His first day is from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. His second day is from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. His third day is from 6 p.m.
Yeah, this is the guy on TikTok.
He's like 4 days in a week. I got 28 days in a week. You stack that up over a month of kicking your ass. You stack that up over a year. My life's completely different.
No, I don't like that guy.
I would say that I have 2 days. Day number one is 5 p.m. to 10:30 a.m. the next day, and day 2 was 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Because when 5 o'clock hits, I'm like,
It's go time.
I start prepping for the show.
It's go time.
So
Okay.
That's
a
my
little,
life.
that's a little just trip through Matt's brain. I like it. We're finding,
but
more
like,
out.
like I told you guys what I'm going to do today after the show, which is I'm going to play some video games and read about college football and maybe sneak like an hour nap somewhere there,
Enjoy that.
you know?
I seriously
And
enjoy that.
and other days it'll be, oh, I'm going to go and golf 9 holes and place a bet at the casino and then go home and read about college basketball.
Josh,
It's an incredible life that I
Yeah.
live that I'm holding on to for dear life.
Josh Hodson, gets home when he gets home, and then, he's got to hang out with the kid for a while, and then, probably falls asleep on the couch, and then keeps it, and then kind of wakes back up, and then he's got second day, which goes from what, like 8 to midnight, somewhere around there.
Yeah, about there.
Nice. That's good.
You know the whole like Andrew Bernard thing? How do you know when you're in the glory days?
Yeah.
Like I know that I'm probably there. I'm probably in the middle of, wow. My friends were like, we rented a boat in Lake Okaboji on a random ass
That's
weekend.
great. You could just go.
I can just go.
You can just go.
I take care of nobody but myself. And I have no want to take care of anybody else because I barely do a good job of taking care of myself. So
Good.
I don't need more.
You're in a great spot.
Yes.
You're in an excellent spot.
John writes in, the crossover
Hi,
should be
John.
called Trip Through Matt's Brain at this point.
Yeah. If you couldn't tell, I mean, we're very curious about what you do.
Well, I think, no, you are very curious about my life because you're
I
like,
am.
what do you do? Like,
Yeah.
how do you live?
I mean, I'm kind of that way about everybody,
Sure.
but especially people who are like a lot younger or just younger. than me.
My life, like, I do spend too much time on social media for sure, but I am pretty old school in the fact that like I really just need a beer, a TV,
Oh, you're pretty low maintenance.
and a friend
And a bath.
and a bath.
Yeah, we
especially,
established that one.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
learned that one.
I don't even think Gary knows that.
See,
That hasn't come up on the airwaves yet. I think I'm a pretty low maintenance guy. I do love luxury though, but I love being given luxury, not buying
Not
luxury.
earning it.
same.
Yeah, 1,000,000%, Josh. I don't like the whole Lexus Club jokes, right? I didn't buy the Lexus. I'm not buying the Lexus Club tickets.
You just poke your head in on some luxury every
And-
now. That's what I do. That's what I do.
And I maximize it for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, they're like, really, a $35 buffet? I'm like, hell yeah, I'm gonna have a $35 buffet.
Exactly. If it was offered to me, thank you. How many times in your life are you going to get?
Do you
want
to do that together? We go to the Ameristar buffet one day.
Sure.
We should. I thought about you the other day,
I would go to the
just
casino.
walking by, and I'm like, oh, I would love to have a champagne brunch from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
I don't know if I have time,
Mm.
but I told Josh this before the show. We have now entered the period of time for me where there are no more weekends. They don't exist anymore. Josh was like, well, yeah, that'll be until about April. And I said, no, it'll be later than that. It'll be about July, probably.
I'm not at the level,
which is great to think about because it's August right now.
Yeah, I'm not at the level that you are at, but I have now been in the market long enough where that.
Start doing stuff.
Well, I'm announcing high school basketball.
Yes. Whoa, you are?
Or high school, football.
Yes.
And then I told you about, I'm going to try and do some stuff with Omaha
Yes.
and do that stuff. And then whatever is asked, I'll just kind of be like, sure. Well, I'm doing like Josh.
Just say yes, baby.
Josh, I want to apologize.
Thank you. What for?
My phone broke
It did.
and
Called me.
and I called Josh
Over the weekend?
over the weekend.
You dropped your phone in the lake?
It has just been breaking for over and over and over again. But
You
I
seem like a guy who has a broken phone.
But I went
yeah.
to the Apple store and I had Apple Care, and the guy, Caesar, shout out, goes, I'm going to say you had an accident and we're going to give you a new phone.
Oh, okay.
And
There you
I'm
go,
like,
Caesar.
I'm like, dope. So I have a brand new phone, but I currently don't have access to my email.
Okay. You forget your password?
Trying to work through some things.
Call old man Doug.
We got to call.
He'll answer the first ring.
We'll go. We got to work through some things. So I think, Josh, could you release the BROR schedule?
He did not.
I did not.
Oh, okay. But apparently I'm working a lot of BROR, so I'll be doing that.
You're available.
Mhm.
I am available. I'm
You're
doing
the
nothing
one.
else.
Hey, I did a lot of my first year. I
Yeah.
did a lot of Big Red overreactions, like probably 9.
Oh, I'm not going to do that many. I think I'm only at 8.
I'm like, yeah, cool post game show because I was used to hosting a post game. I was the host of the post game show. We would host the post game show every week, and I'd be like, so the fact that I was only doing 9, I was like, this is sweet. What am I going to do with my life in those other 3 weeks?
I've worked on a lot of post game shows for baseball and football.
Baseball
So
post.
I'm actually very excited to like.
Hey, what'd you think about that? It's too early to tell.
So
Have you seen these people? Not to change the subject. Speaking of baseball post-game shows, there are. I think there are at least 2 famous instances of this in your beloved Chicago Cubs community of these absolute freak nut cases who like video themselves during Cubs games.
Oh my God!
You gotta
And-
stop. You gotta
Oh my
stop.
God.
They are reacting
Oh my
to
God.
this is a baseball
Oh.
game.
You gotta
One
stop
of
living and dying with every pitch. In
one of
August.
162 of them. Yeah, I get it. They're not doing so well right now. But can we
You
calm
feel like
down?
it's teetering. I get it. I
So
get it.
the Cubs have 2 of these jamokes.
Yes.
One of them's a woman.
What
one
is
of
a
them's a
female
guy.
jamoke? Yeah. Is there a female version of a
Yeah,
jamoke?
she's a female jamoke, and she's whatever, man. Good for her.
No, bad for her. Bad for everyone.
I don't understand. I don't understand how anybody gets any sort of joy watching that, because I like to watch things that I know I can't do. Okay, I know I can't play basketball. I know I can't play football. I like seeing people do that. I can react and scream at a TV. I can be upset at a play. I can. What are you providing me that I already don't have? Not only do I
Yeah,
not
maybe you're
only-
right. Maybe the problem is with the people consuming this stupid
yes,
Good-
that
yeah.
is the bigger problem. The
Yeah.
fact that anybody actually enjoys this is wild to me. Now, I understand the Barstool gambling cave because that's funny. Like those guys are together and they're sweating bets and they're doing like bits and whatnot. Like it's actually formulated. These people are literally just sitting in a chair, like the one I'm sitting in, and just looking at a screen and going, oh my God, tag them out. Oh my God. It's just, and then there's another jamoke. Well, the one jamoke who's a dude who does it for the Cubs also does it for the Bears.
Dear God.
And he is
The reactions to football games, okay. But baseball games,
Look,
there's
I
162
can't
of
help
them.
but say I respect it from the regard that they have a following and they have built some sort of a following and
I don't
people are
respect it.
talking
I have
about it.
no respect to it.
I just don't understand.
Here's a reaction video category that I like. That every time I see pop up, I really enjoy. So I don't search these things out, but sometimes they just arrive on your doorstep. The videos of like, I'll just say it. So it's like when like young black people,
Yes.
they find out about a white person's song.
Sure.
And they listen to it for
And
the
they
very
think
first time.
it's-
Like they turn on like a Leonard Skinner
Yeah.
song or like Freebird or something like that.
And
And they're like,
grooving.
whoa, like
Yeah.
their mind's blown.
Yes,
I
yes.
love those videos.
So
those videos are great.
They did that. Do you know
That's,
Wild and
Piano
Out?
Man
You know
or something
Wild,
like that.
you know Wild and Out with Nick Cannon?
Yes.
So there's this guy named Carlos, right? Carlos. He's one of the better ones
Sure.
on the show. He was with DC Young Fly, who's also on that show.
Okay.
They're both, black guys who are rappers, who are comedians and whatnot.
Yeah.
And it was Carlos breaking down "Hey There, Delilah," and he's like, I had.
See, that's the
he
kind of
goes-
stuff
he
I
goes-
do
he
like.
Goes, he goes, I'll show you the video. He goes, I had to throw in "Hey There, Delilah" because they're going some real stuff through that. Like he's like, "Hey there,
I think
Delilah."
I've seen that.
He goes, "Hey there, Delilah. What's it like in New York City?
Yeah.
You're 1,000 miles away."
Yeah,
He's like, I don't know where this guy's at, but all I know, it's 1,000 miles away from where this girl's at. All right, that's some real stuff.
That's some real
Good
stuff.
comprehension.
Yeah.
And then DC Young Fly goes, I don't mess with that one, but I love the "Tell Me Why Ain't
yeah.
Nothing." And he started doing Backstreet Boys.
So
Those
good.
are great
video.
videos. But
great
not only-
subcategory.
not only with these reaction videos with the people who are like I told you, I can do that. Not only can I do that, I do that better than they do. I'm better at it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, maybe you should
Like
join the
their-
industry.
Their reactions are all acting and like they're just overblowing.
You're
it,
saying
and
you
they're-
actually are living and dying with
yes,
it, so you would be
I'm
better at
actually
this.
like coach's stance, like
Okay.
both hands.
Like
on
they'll
the
watch
knees.
you compared to the other two jamokes,
Yeah.
and they'll say, "Whoa, this guy actually is a freak."
No, but it's like, but I'm not
like
like
these two are kind of just playing around. This guy is a crazy person.
but I feel like they don't know a lot about the sport. They're just going, "Nah,
Yeah.
nah."
No, because you would only do baseball game reaction videos if you
Also-
don't know anything
And
about
then
baseball.
you gotta bash your TV at the end of the video.
Yeah, of course.
The Cubs
Oh,
fandom.
the whole bashing, the whole breaking the TVs thing.
Oh, I don't get that. I don't get that. I'm sorry. The Bears are worth a lot to me. They're not worth me spending $400 for a new TV.
Good. That's good. That's a good thing.
Now I've broken things that are easily replaceable, you know,
You throw some things.
like a broom.
Oh, okay.
I've broken brooms.
Like- Snapped it over the leg.
Yeah.
Bo Jackson style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because what happened was I took the broom and I hit it against the wall and it broke easily. And then I go, oh,
It's broken already.
That
Might as well
wasn't enough.
and then
might as well
and then I
snap it.
did that. I broke a chair when Mitch Trubisky got drafted. Um,
Put it on the hot take. board.
that was a tough one. It was an egg chair, you know, those like fabric, like a circle chair.
Yeah.
Like when you sit down.
That's a nice.
It,
chair.
it was pretty nice. And
You threw it.
I went up to my room and I grabbed it and I slammed it and like the metal bars just got absolutely just torn apart on it. It still lasted another year or two.
Mm. Would you have done the same thing had they drafted Patrick Mahomes in that draft?
Yes. I was on the Jamal Adams train.
Mm.
I wanted Jamal Adams.
Mm.
Is who I wanted them to pick. Who, by the way, they were going to pick until they decided not to.
That's good for a lot.
I've never broken anything over Cubs games
That's good.
before. I did throw up before going to Game 5 of the World Series.
Like out of nervousness.
Yeah, straight up. Like
Yeah.
couldn't
Okay.
hold it. That's it though. You know.
Once again, a trip
But
through Matt's
the
brain.
the Bears make me break stuff more than any other.
And that's okay. Football. I mean, actually, it's not okay, but like that's just not how I'm wired. But football games, there's just a lot of them, or there's just not that many of them. So like everything does kind of mean something.
No, I'm sick and tired of the Cubs fans who live and die with
Yeah.
every game.
See, that's not
like,
good.
like
You
I
can't- that's
understand.
unhealthy.
I understand they're on a slump, but we don't need to press the panic button every time they lose. They're on a slump, so I get it.
You know who did this?
John Bishop.
Someone that everyone loves and applauds. It's your guy, the Barstool guy, Mr. Frank. Frank made these
Yeah.
videos cool,
Yeah,
and he is responsible for a whole subset of an industry that we hate.
Here's my thing. You just ain't Frank.
Of
You
course
know?
they're not,
They're
but that doesn't mean they can't try.
Like, no, they shouldn't.
Of
Like-
course they
like-
shouldn't.
Like you,
But they realize that it's going to get views. Him yelling and spitting into the camera every single time it happens gets people watch it and they
You-
love it. They're like,
you-
"Oh my god, Frank lost his mind again."
you and
Every day.
you and I should not try and be Howard Stern. We should not try.
That is a good take.
We should not. I don't know about you, but me personally, I should not try and be Colin Cowherd. You know,
Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah.
well, Colin Cowherd has been in the business for so long now that he can say the stupidest stuff ever. It doesn't matter.
Lots
Who,
of
Doesn't
people
matter.
who
does
should we
all
try to
the
be like?
Yeah.
Who I try and be like?
Who are you like?
I love Mina Kimes.
You're just like her.
I'm not. She's way smarter than me and she's way more prepared than me. But I try and be like her because she prepares so well. So I try and prepare well, kind of to her
That's
level.
Good. That's good.
But she is a little less personality and a little bit more numbers. And so I do try. I like Kyle Brandt.
Me too.
So I try and combine those two, if I'm being honest. Being very prepared, trying to be prepared and having those analytics, but then also not being afraid to just be like, F you, I hate wedding toast, which Kyle Brandt did. And it was a great segment.
Yeah, he's had some good rants over the years.
So, but also like, I think the best combination of that is the guy that I watch the most, and that's Rich Eisen. Probably try
He's
and
got the voice for it.
yeah, I probably try and emulate Rich Eisen the most.
All right.
because-
Well, what are we going to find out about Matt tomorrow? This is
Ooh.
exciting. We'll just keep going down this road of what things
Keep
that we
picking
learned
at it.
about.
Isn't
Matt.
this something that we should have been doing like
Tomorrow?
in the second month of me working here and not the ninth
No,
month?
now that we
had to
have a
figure out
base.
we liked you first.
Yeah, now we have the right questions
Whoa.
to ask.
Hell yeah.
So tomorrow, stay tuned for tomorrow's crossover. We'll go through Matt McMaster, ages 12 to 15.
Oh,
Can't wait. Nope.
a lot happened.
All right.
A lot happened during that time.
Perfect.
Dude,
It's a formative time.
Before we get to your show, actually, I'm very actually honored that you guys, Josh said that he likes me
We do.
because Michael Severe, you both know that I'm pretty close with him. Meant a lot to my career. Told me today that we're acquaintances, and that really hurt. Because I said even before we went on there, I go, "You're my friend." He goes, "Whoa, friend is
Nice.
friend's a lot." He goes, "I have 4 friends."
Yeah, you got to earn that gold star.
I've been to his basement and watched football with him and eaten his pork.
So you got to earn.
I've had a lot of Michael Severe's pork.
Have you eaten Michael Severe's pork?
It's good pork.
Phrasing.
I've had a lot of his pork.
It's good. There
Great
you go.
pork. That and his macaroni salads.
Nice.
Good macaroni salad.
I love a good macaroni salad. All right, Matt, you would enjoy your day of video games and doing whatever else, whatever.
That's
it
it.
is.
It's video games, and I'm gonna watch. I'll probably watch the SEC any given Saturday.
Nice.
Doc.
Watch out for Beamer's cookies.
Yeah, I didn't get to that part yet.
They look a little melty, but little medium rare, but that's okay. All right, Matt, see ya.
Bye.
That's the crossover powered by Everlevel Concrete Repair in Omaha at everlevelconcrete.com. It is Monday. We'll start things off next.
That's the crossover. The Connor Happer Show is next on 1620 The Zone.
Scattered showers and storms to start Monday. Plan for a wet morning drive, then clearing out. Hot and humid in the afternoon. Highs in the low 90s with feels like temperatures around 100. A few more spotty storms possible overnight with better chances south of the metro. I'm meteorologist Sean Everson from KETV News Watch 7.
The Zone Hotline is powered by Prairie Flower Casino. Play longer, win more.
It's the Connor Happer Show. Are we sure we want to do this?
Could you, make an announcement that we're ready?
It's the Connor Happer Show on 1620, The Zone.
Good morning, Facebook. That's right. Welcome to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer and Josh Hodson streaming live on Facebook. We go where you are.
Give us your likes.
Send us your thumbs up or do any of those various Facebook reactions that you could do, like the hugs.
Can I get a care?
And that's it. Care. That's what they call it. Welcome to the show, everyone. 1 week before week 1. This is week 0.
That's what they call it.
Now, will Chris Kleiman slide down a rail today? Or would that have been yesterday? Will Matt Campbell slide down a rail today? I have it in my calendar, by the way, for this Friday.
Whoa.
August 22nd. It says, I don't know when I put this in here. This is the beauty of the calendar. You just put stuff in that come up on crossovers throughout the year. And it's like, oh, there you go. It's today. Friday, Happy Scott Frost slides down the railing day.
What are you going to do with that?
It would be nothing. I'll just mention it maybe on Friday, but I'm mentioning it now. So who knows? I might not even need to do that on Friday. But yes, it is the 3-year anniversary.
Wow, time flies.
Nearly, of Scott Frost sliding down that rail, and people were like, whoa, are we back? And now in hindsight, people are like, this might have been the moment I knew it was over. But I know what you thought at the time. Our coach is having fun. He's back. He's got everything he needs to go to Ireland, get this dub, come on back, and have a nice 8-4 season or something like that. That did not happen.
Is that what people thought?
People were excited when he slid down the rail, Josh. Yes. People were like, this is awesome. I love that our coach is having fun. Even though 3 weeks earlier, Garrett Nelson said that he was sad all the time.
Yeah, I feel for him. He's sad.
He's just sad. I feel really bad for him. He's just sad all the time. But no, people are like, he's sliding down the railing. This is awesome. And we're going to Ireland. We're going to take this thing over. We're going to, the cash registers will break and we'll be getting beers for free. We'll be up by 11 points in the fourth quarter before we onside kick.
Nebraska fans got a lot of free beer in that game and are still like, nope, never again. Never. Don't want it.
It is a cursed land. The Blarney Stone, don't care. That place is horrible.
Also, do they have enough Busch Light in the country of Ireland?
That's what I was curious about. I would hope that they ship some over.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe at some point this week it's a good PR move for Busch Light or for Iowa State University or Kansas State University to be like, hey, we just sent a whole plane of only Busch Light over to Ireland. And
we asked them, what is the maximum weight that a plane can be? They told us we subtracted 5 pounds and shipped that much Busch Light.
The problem is that the Iowa State and K-State fans, who are used to buying it for $2.50 at their local bars, because I imagine that's how much stuff costs in Ames and in Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
Probably going to have to buy it for $10 in Ireland. Would you rather buy a cheap Guinness or an expensive Busch Light while you're in Ireland? That's a decision that you may have to make this week if you are a Wildcat or a Cyclone. But that's a question for Saturday. Welcome to the show, everybody. Mike Schaefer will join coming up at 1 today. I just don't think we'll probably hear from Sam today. I did message him. I said, you got practice availability that's kind of right in the way. I assume you're out. I haven't heard back from him yet. And then Schaefer texted me. He said, hey, I kind of need to move. I said, how about 1?
Whoa.
So whether Sam wants to or not, he's not joining the show today.
We're talking to someone at 1 o'clock.
I think it's going to be Mike Schaefer.
Okay.
That would be my guess. That is the lineup powered by the referees at John Higgins Weather Guard. We want to hear from you all today. 412-951-1620 on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. Call our text that number. Tweet at Happer Show at Connor Happer on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed. Email Connor and Josh O at 1620thezone.com on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox. And we say good morning to the YouTube streamers today, like Debo, who says, all right, enough small talk. Let's talk Conan with a K.
Conan the Barbarian?
Have you seen this man? The Turkish sensation?
Is that what we're calling them?
I just made that up on the
Okay.
spot.
I like it.
Yep.
What? What did I do?
You did great. Karem Conan comes to Creighton campus. All right. Excellent.
Some of those words don't start with K.
That might show up today during the show as Creighton's roster is now full. But I would say elsewhere, here are some other things that we might be talking about today. The Big Ten, an embarrassment of a conference.
What are they doing?
I will maintain that I will be on the right side of history by saying this conference sucks. And I'm getting more and more right every single day. Every single day. What are they up to now? Oh, they have more ideas about what to do with the playoff. I'm sure people will agree with them.
We're in the no bad ideas phase, right?
Josh, I'm sure you... No, we are not. I'm sure you probably talked about this on Friday as the news was coming out, but the Michigan case reaches an end.
Yeah, I need your thoughts.
Yeah, I have some. Matt Rhule, he explains his finger point once and for all.
Finally.
Once and for all. Now, it's interesting. He did not mention when he was talking about his finger point, which we will play for you on the show. He also had some good thoughts on black uniforms as well, which I didn't get to take about on Friday. And don't worry, we'll have them on this show as well. But I mentioned I noticed when Matt Rhule was talking about his finger point and the origins of it, that he didn't mention this. Once again, very interesting piece of, it's a very interesting artifact back from late July of 2023. Notice what Matt Rhule is doing with his finger and what I am doing with mine.
It's part of my theory about his theory.
He also mentioned that day, I asked him about the finger point. I go, what's the deal with this? And he's like, well, I got to cover up my stomach. He mentioned that, but now he's very skinny and he doesn't have to cover up his stomach anymore. So we got to dive into the details of the finger point and all of those things. Nebraska got a 5-star commitment from Omaha in the class of 2027. Yes, Creighton's Conan volleyball this weekend was fun. We'll have more volleyball this week with the ABCA versus Serve showcase. And Ndamukong Suh offers Archie Wilson the deal of a lifetime. Friendship. How about that?
Really weird video.
Some people are picking Nebraska to go to the playoff.
What?
Some people, including a video game, according to Max Olson, who ran some Sims this year, and real people that aren't video games are also picking Nebraska to go to the playoff.
Hello.
So cannot wait to talk about all of these things today. That is the setup for today's show. Once again, Mike Schaefer will join us coming up at 1. Before we take a break, though, wanted to send out our thoughts to the Omaha basketball community today with Deng Mayar passing away over the weekend in Utah. Gosh, man, even though he's new to the Omaha community and the Omaha basketball team, you know how basketball teams operate, sports teams operate. It's all a family, and then they go off for the summer and come back, and I'm sure he was getting ready to come back and get ready to go. So that was awful news to get on Saturday. Of course, we wanted to send our thoughts out to that team. I'm sure they have a lot of stuff in, that are getting in the planning phase to sort of honor him this year, but comes over from a couple of years at the University of North Dakota, and was getting ready to play at Omaha. I was excited to do so coming up this fall. Awful news.
Said to be the first person in his family to graduate.
Oh, man,
right on the cusp of it, and
awful.
Boom.
Terrible stuff. So our thoughts are with the Omaha basketball community and all the Mavs out there today. Let's take a quick time out. We'll be back after this on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone. Pete tweet. Yeah, the Pete tweet's hitting real nice right around this time of year. Ohio State has named redshirt freshman Julian Sand the starting quarterback.
Whoa.
He'll make his first career start against number 1 Texas on next Saturday, the 30th. Pete writes, Sand is a former top 10 overall recruit who transferred to Ohio State from Alabama. Sand redshirted last year, appearing in 4 games, taking 27 steps for the Buckeyes. He has 84 passing yards and 12 attempts and 1 touchdown pass. He beat out Lincoln Kineholtz. Shout out Sioux Falls, right? A redshirt sophomore who is more of a run threat. Sand will open up against Texas. We'll have Arch Manning making his 3rd career start. Sand is a 6'1", 208-pound quarterback and won the MVP of the 2023 Elite 11. So 2 new quarterbacks in that game, but they're taking over pretty good situations. Can you believe that those 2 play each other in week 1? It's time to actually start getting excited about it, I think.
I saw a couple of ads for it over the weekend, and I was like, yeah, that's going to be a big
Texas
deal.
and Ohio State are playing each other.
Let's go.
This is pretty good. Yeah, it is that time. Camp is over for Nebraska football. They are moving into, this is kind of like I don't know what this is. It's like purgatory week, I guess, for them, because it's not camp anymore. You're going back to school, but it's not game prep yet. I assume they'll do a little, as much as Matt Rhule says we're not going to touch Cincinnati until, game, like they're going to touch Cincinnati this week. That is not a poll question, by the way.
Okay.
But they'll do some Cincinnati stuff this week and continue to practice, and they'll have media availability today, Wednesday, and Friday. Friday, I believe, will be the traditional Monday press conference.
Oh.
So
okay.
I believe the plan is.
Are we back?
Yeah. So they're not going to do it on Monday because Monday's all tight, and next week's all tight because the game's on Thursday. People forget that, Josh. Remember, they're going to have a punter who's never played at a football game before. So I think what we'll probably do is take that live, just like we would on a Monday post game.
Hello
for the week, and talk about the Bearcats, talk about Kansas City, probably mention some barbecue. Rhule will say, "Oh, I don't think I'm into the barbecue. We're not going down there to eat barbecue. We're going down there to win football games, kick butt, and I'm all out of barbecue."
Mitch, I respect the question. I love every restaurant down in Kansas City, but this is a work trip.
Shout out to Pro Kick.
It's Pro Kick, right? Pro Kick.
Shout out to Pro Kick.
Nike Pro Kick.
Thanks for holding down the fort yet again on Friday.
But yeah, not a problem.
It's appreciated. It was a busy weekend for you, boy. It was moving and shaking. What did you say? Where did you say I was on Friday? Did you say I was suspended again?
No.
Okay, I was not suspended.
You were just gone.
I was just gone.
It was a Friday in the summer.
My daughter had a minor procedure where she's got this, like, it's basically like a cosmetic thing. Like she had these like little skin tags by her ears. And so I got to see the splendors of my child on drugs on Friday, which was crazy.
Don't give your child drugs.
No, I didn't. The doctors did. It was professionally administered drugs. So that was cool.
That feels better for whatever reason.
And then so everything went fine there and all good. Now she has a normal head, which is fantastic.
Love that.
And then was out at the Storm Chasers game. I believe Cags in his time in Omaha this week. Not sure what he's got coming up this week, but he had a couple home runs that I saw, and I think he was like 12 for 20 or something. He was.
Yeah, had a 4-hit day, one of them.
It went well for Cags. It went well for Cags. Last night, he stayed around and signed autographs. They had a 5:05 first pitch, as they do on Sundays out there, and then it was a 3.5 hour long 12-11 baseball game.
Whoa!
It was hot. It was sort of excruciating. And there's Cags afterwards, just smiling and signing autographs. So I was out at Warner Park quite a bit this weekend. Got some volleyball in yesterday. Saturday.
Days are running together for you.
Saw the Jays play. Their first group took care of Colorado State in easy fashion, and then the second group came in, and I think they lost the other 2 sets, but they played fine, no matter what. In the exhibition, caught a little bit of Nebraska's alumni situation. That was awesome.
That looked a lot of fun.
that was awesome. What a great idea! I don't know who came up with that, but that was genius. Hey, we got a bunch of we got a bunch of former players who like still play, and they're like Olympian level athletes. So
might be a good test.
Yeah, wouldn't that be fun for the entire fan base if they could, all come out and we could just play some volleyball for a little while? Yes,
be a better thing to do for us than driving Wayne State in here.
You're right. Yeah, that would not be. I mean, shout out to Wayne State; they're a great volleyball program, but probably not, not on Nebraska's level. So it was a long weekend. The no weekends are back, folks. We're grinding all the time. What'd you do?
What did I do?
Yeah, what'd you do?
Oh, spent a family weekend.
Wow.
Educating my son on what to do on a date.
Really?
Yeah, because
Does he have one?
Well, no, my wife and I have gone out on some dates, and we've left him with the grandparents, and he's expressed, "Hey, I want to go on a date." So we took him on a date.
What do you mean we?
My wife and I.
Okay.
We took him on a quote unquote date.
And you taught him all the things to do?
Yeah, you hold the door open for mommy.
Does he have any prospects?
No, not really.
Okay. He just is interested in learning about dating.
Yeah, the kid has FOMO, let me tell you. If you're doing anything and he's not a part of it, he wants to be a part of it.
Okay.
So we had that. Yeah, nice little dinner at Cheesecake Factory. Ever heard of it?
Hello. Now we're cooking.
That's right.
Do you look at the menu and say,
this is a little big, guys.
I'm used to just mac and cheese and chicken nuggets.
That's right.
What is going on?
Got a big plate of spaghetti.
What does he think about cheesecake at his age?
He went with a regular piece of cake and loved how big it was.
At his age, I did not know the splendors of cheesecake.
Same.
This is, I mean, within probably the last 15 years, I've only found out about cheesecake. And boy, my life is better for it now.
Yeah.
I love cheesecake.
It's a phenomenal dessert.
It is a great dessert. All the different things you could do with the cheesecake.
I'll have my mom make you cheesecake.
I would take a cheesecake from your mom.
My mom makes amazing cheesecake.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Black Cat says Rizzler Odson.
We told him about.
Did you teach him how to rizz him up?
Well, we told him about manners and like, okay, you need to not watch your iPad when you're out on a date.
Great take.
You have to have conversation. So
yes.
he was very engaged in the conversation.
That's awesome. You should just do every time you go out in public, just say, this is a date.
This is a date. You
Yeah.
can't have your iPad.
No
I'm
more
sorry.
iPads anymore.
And then, told him about manners and how you can't fart and things like that.
Great.
And,
yes.
And then after the date, we got into the parking lot and he pulls me aside. He goes, "Dad,
is it okay?
Can I fart now?"
But that's a good lesson too, because the answer, of course, is yes.
Yes, you're outside.
Let
go
it
for
rip.
it.
Whenever you can get a moment, just go.
Yeah.
Wow. Good job, Josh.
Yeah.
Creating the next generation of men.
That's right.
In society.
It's quite a burden.
Excellent job by you. Okay, that's what we did this weekend. That should be a segment, by the way. Just come back on Monday, and this segment is just what'd you do this weekend.
Especially now when we're both so busy on our weekends.
Easy. All right, 11 o'clock hour is coming up. We'll hear from Matt Rhule.
Matt Rhule.
What's going on with his weird secret society finger points? What's the deal with that? And black uniforms. After this on 1620 The Zone.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Let me tell you.
All right, tell me.
Boy, was I disappointed to miss Friday's show.
Oh,
I mean, just a couple of things just right in my wheelhouse just really popped on Friday. The Michigan scandal reaches its dramatic conclusion.
$20 million, Connor.
Nebraska releases a hype video where they are debuting black uniforms, and
you were in the video.
Not only will they be using the black uniforms, they will be doing a blackout, which people will have takes about. Of course, I've been wearing the same red shirt since I was 12.
This is my lucky shirt. Well, it ain't been that lucky over the last 20 years, Grandpa.
What are we gonna say? Go Big Black? I don't think so. It's red or white if it's too hot, but not black. Yeah, and then I started to get some tweets at, I don't know, whatever time that was, probably right about 10. And they're like, wow, Connor Happer, he is actor for hire, I suppose. Yeah, they called me and they said, how'd you like to drive your truck out into a cornfield? And I had said, well, I'd be doing that anyway, of course, because I'm known to do that. Drive my truck out into the cornfield.
That's just regular Thursday for Connor.
And they also said, one catch, you're going to have to grow a foot. I go, you have to grow a foot. Like you have to get a foot taller than what you currently are.
And we got to dye that beard.
And I said, you know what? I think I can make it happen. I just love saying yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yep, that was me. That was me in the video. It was not Teddy Prohaska. It was me. And that's my belt buckle and my jeans and my truck right as I was getting out of that truck and going into the cornfield. Who knows what was going on in the cornfield?
Don't touch the corn. Dylan was very clear on that.
I tried to bring some corn back with me. They said
that's a big donor. Don't do
By
that.
the way, they didn't really let him take the corn out of the cornfield.
It's an ear of corn.
Yeah, so what? There's a billion of them. Don't you know it's what the whole state is covered in?
Let the quarterback have an ear of corn.
Ear of corn. So what? It's not going to mess up your yield. It's like, we're a little bit down this year because we shot this hype video and Dylan Raiola took a couple bushels. No, he's just taking an ear.
If I let you have one, I got to let the whole team have one. And then it's a whole thing.
It's corn.
Government won't give me any money for free if I give it out.
Much corn. I say give Dylan the corn. Let him take the corn. He's offering to take it. You don't even have to transport it.
There are many people in this great state who are willing to give Dylan Raiola an ear of corn.
Yes. That's what we should do. Everybody's banding around Archie Wilson, and they're offering friendship and things like that, like Ndamukong Suh is. Once again,
spitting in a chair.
What a video. What a video. I also missed that on Friday. I was just so disappointed to miss that. Hey Archie, it's me.
Hey.
It's me and Ndamukong. How you doing?
Matt's got my number. It's cool.
Coach Rule's got you. Yep. If you ever need me for anything, it's like, I don't think I really need you, man. But thanks. What an offer. What an offer. So Alex says that Raiola needs to put corn in his next NIL deal. If they ever go to another cornfield to shoot another hype video, it will be in Dylan Raiola's contract that he can take however much he needs.
I ain't stepping foot in that field unless I get some corn on the way back.
He rented out berries.
He did.
He rented out berries. I'm sure he would have paid handsome. I mean, he probably would have knocked on the farmer's door and said, excuse me, how much for one ear of corn? I picked it. Here it is. Can I have this corn? I'll pay you $15. How much could one ear of corn cost?
Keep in mind, my dad's rich. I don't know what anything costs.
Exactly. How much could a banana cost? $5?
Here.
$10? You know what?
Here's a 20.
If I was a farmer, I'd say, yeah, I'll take that deal.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
You'd be a fool not to.
$15. One ear of corn. So at the end of the video, which I happily started, it was a feature of, it's like when they do the cast and then they say with
Connor Happer.
Yeah. I watched the first episode of The Studio on Apple TV.
Okay.
So it's got Seth Rogen and Ike Barinholtz and like Martin Scorsese's in the first episode. It's kind of fun. I like the show, but they're going through the cast at the end. It's like, here's Seth Rogen and this and this and this with, and what's her name is in there? Who I love.
Go on.
What is her name? I love her. She's in Step Brothers, Adam Scott's wife.
Catherine Hahn.
Catherine Hahn's in there. I love Catherine Hahn. Bryan Cranston's in there. But it says all those people with Catherine O'Hara. How do you get the with?
You got to be somebody.
I guess so.
It's a dismount on the cast.
That was me in the Nebraska hype video. I believe they ran some credits there at the end. So they debuted these black uniforms. They're doing a blackout against USC, and Nebraska versus USC is a classic college football helmet game. They've played so many times before, 6 to be exact. A historic rivalry, right? So who are we to miss an opportunity to have that helmet against that helmet? But Matt Rhule says, we are not beholden to our traditions around here. I thought, as the kids say, I thought he was spitting. I thought he had bars when he described why Nebraska did black uniforms. And here he is from Saturday afternoon.
Know that like wearing this jersey or that jersey doesn't make you play better. And if it does, then we have way bigger problems to begin with. But like, we have a right to do cool things. Like, we have a right to, like, at the University of Nebraska, we have a right to do like what other schools do. Like, we have a right to go out there and, I mean, my first year here, they already planned it. They had an alternate jersey my first year. It was like the Northwestern game. It was 100 years. Remember, it was just a blue outline. And the guys were like, Coach, can we please wear blue gloves? And I remember it was like, I remember I went to Trev, like, can they wear blue gloves? And guys like, you know what? Guess what? We won the game. And we won the game because of how we tackled and caught, and we blocked a field goal for a touchdown. We stopped them in the red zone. So I think Dylan's saying is, it's going to come down to how we play, especially versus a great team like USC. We're anticipating that being a night game. And my hope for us is I don't want to be a team that's like, it's not our thing. Like, we're an iconic look. So I want us to have like that look most of the time. But I think once a year we should step out and do something in all black. I mean, we are the black shirt defense. I mean, like when I was at Albright College, our defense wore black jerseys because of Nebraska. So I think black is a little bit within our DNA of who we are historically. So once a year, maybe we go out there and we do a different black jersey every year. And, all of us who buy our Terex coats, instead of having to buy we can buy the black Terex, coat, and we can wear the parka when it's colder out. So I think it's really fun. I think it's cool. The thing that I'm learning is as I go out in recruiting, like the kids I'm recruiting all across the country or right here in Omaha, they don't care about, like they want like a cool brand identity name, and they want to see stuff like that. So they come on the visits, they want to put those things on. So I have to mix like the iconic nature of what we do with some cool swaggy stuff. So, if they want to wear, something different now and then, so be it. But what I won't do is talk about, the record in it and the history in it. I want to know in alternate uniforms, I think, right? Want to know. So, and I'll take it. Want to know in anything, I'll take. So we're going to go out and play. It'll come down to who tackles better. Like, Lincoln's a great coach, but I think it's fun for us to have some fun stuff. And the kids, they downplayed it. They're very excited about it. Like, they try to come up and be very professional, but trust me, they ask me about this every day. This is the world that I live in, which is a good world. So they want to feel good walking out there, and so go buy your black jersey.
I love this guy.
There's a lot to dissect from that.
I mean, there's just and sorry about the jump cut in the middle. The audio, okay. The audio kind of cut out on the feed that they gave us, so I just skipped over a part. But he was talking about how, in the part that cut out, he talked about how it wouldn't be cool to wear black jerseys in a game that's going to take place during the day, which is something that Nebraska has done multiple times.
That was something we discussed on Friday. This has to be a night game.
Yes. So they seem to be under the pretty strong suspicion that it is going to be a night game to roll that whole thing out. which is awesome. But I really like, I mean, that's a drop there at the end. Every day. But I thought he was spitting at the beginning. Bars.
I thought the whole thing, like,
He was
just
like,
made sense
look,
to me.
man, we are not like, we are a traditional powerhouse school who does their traditional things, which are established over a long, long period of time. And there's no way that anybody could take that away from us, unless, of course, you cheat and then are found to, they take away a championship or something like that. Oh, wait, you can't do that anymore. Never mind. They don't take away they don't strip people of championships anymore. That's super weird. So nobody can take that away from him. Nebraska's tradition is what it is. It is always the scarlet and cream. It is always the N on the side of the helmet, and it is always Memorial Stadium. But who's to say, out of the thousands and thousands of games that you play over the years, that you can't wear black uniforms for one because the kids like them? We are not going to be beholden to our tradition. Yes, he knows that there are certain things that they can't do because simply they just wouldn't go over very well with the fan base. Mm-hmm. And I think this is a spot that is very easily picked. Look, we're doing this because ultimately this program, yes, it belongs to you and it's special because of you, the fans, but ultimately it belongs to the players. And it's cool. And I like it. Matt Rhule shouldn't really have to have any other reason to do something other than, I'm the football coach, damn it, and I like it.
I like it.
And
the
I
kids
think
like it.
I like it. It's fun. I think it's cool. That's seriously, he should have just distilled that entire 2 minutes down into one thing. He should have just said, I like it. All right. You got any more questions? Any more brain busters?
Brain busters.
Seriously. I think they'll look fine. And
it's the same uniform, just black.
And it's not some like Adidas led thing where the uniform is, they're rolling out uniforms for all the Adidas schools that look that have the same sort of, outline. And we're debuting our new Mega Terra Flex, mesh pot, whatever it might be. Like, I don't know, whatever their brand initiatives that they're trying to pump out there this year. Use that for basketball. Do that for basketball when you made the players wear sleeves on their jerseys or whatever it might be. Those are horrible, but we'll complain about that then. These are fine. They're just Nebraska's uniform, except for all the parts that were red are now black, which is great. And there's not any weird mesh stuff on it like they did from the UCLA game in 2013. There's not the weird skull and crossbones on the shoulder pad, which they did the last time they did these black uniforms in the Frost era. And there's black pants. And I would imagine that at some point they're going to probably do an all white game, and they're probably going to do an all red game as well. And guess what? People are just going to have to. It's so weird because things happen inside that program, and coaches say stuff, and they'll try and convince you of something. And Nebraska fans will not hesitate, and they'll say, this is the way. I love this.
Coach says we got to do this, then we got to do this. I'm on board.
This is awesome. This is very, very good. I love this. In fact, this is the best in the country, and nobody's ever done it better, right? People will not hesitate and do that immediately. But when it comes to crap like this, people are just like, hang on.
Whoa.
But to be fair, like, I don't know. I can't see all the reaction to things. I think that the reception has generally been fine on this, but it should be, when Matt Rhule says it the way he did, I think he made a really good point. Look, man, we're a program that has tradition. We love our tradition, but we're also not going to be restricted by it. We also have to grow this thing, and it has to get bigger, and the brand is important. And how do you get noticed? Like it or not, you put out some cool stuff on social media, and all of a sudden people are like, whoa, those are sick. Let's do it.
So
you see Connor Happer getting out of his truck in the middle of a cornfield. Like, this is awesome.
That's right.
This is the pinnacle.
Iowa Western has a set of uniforms, black helmet, black jersey, black pants.
Yes.
And the kids love it.
Yeah.
Because it looks cool. It's objectively a really cool uniform that they have.
They either like it or it's just different.
Okay.
That could be a reason to wear a uniform too, because it's just different. You get 2 uniforms when you start the year, and this one is different from the other 2 uniforms, and so people think that's cool.
And they're always like, Stroh, can we wear the blacks? Can we wear the all blacks? Can we wear the all blacks? He got so tired of everybody asking him this all the time. You make the playoff, we can wear the all blacks. That's the playoff uniform now.
There you go. Black Cat writes in on YouTube.
Hi, Black Cat.
Doesn't this entire state bleep on Iowa State for rocking all blacks?
That's right, Black Cat.
I think what Iowa State has done is that they have failed to understand what their school's colors are.
They hate their own colors.
Yes.
Red and yellow, never.
They're like, anytime we could ever not wear those colors, we're going to be better off for it. Like Nebraska, 98% of the time is going to be wearing red or white, and then it'll have red on it. So do a little something different in this game. And for like, if you're really getting into the weeds, I don't think this is probably thought of the part of the thought process, but USC comes to town, and the colors of Nebraska and USC, like they don't clash. You want to see those colors kind of clash a little bit, because they're literally going face to face, head to head on a football field with offensive line and defensive line or whatever it might be. Like they're matching up. Like when Nebraska plays Oregon, those colors just clash and it looks great. It just pops, right? USC's is, there's red and then there's like yellow, and that's just the offshoot of red and white, basically what Nebraska does. So I'm cool with Nebraska doing something different. I'm fine with it. And I like the uniform design. I'm a bit of a uniform critique. I like what they've done here. I don't think you need to do anything too special for this. I think everyone, by the time we get to November, especially if Nebraska's winning football games, they'll embrace it and they'll wear black, just like they did for the 2011 Wisconsin game when they got stuff thrown at them in Madison.
Also, just very quickly, it seemed like Matt Rhule didn't like the blue outline.
Well, did you? So thank you for mentioning that, because I would have forgot about that.
Or it was like, hey, Trev, can we wear blue gloves?
What do you think Trev said to that?
Boy, it sure seems like the response to that was, no, Matt, we sure can't wear blue gloves.
Mr. Trev was Mr. beholden to traditions. He preferred it that way. And that was his response, for the record, for all of these things. Like, why do we have to do it this way? Trev had the whole thing about streamlining the uniforms. Why do we have to do it this way? You know what Trev would say to that? Because I want to. B word. Because this is my style. This is the way I want to do it. And right. I'm sure when Rhule took it to Trev and said, hey, can they wear blue gloves? And can they do, I think there were maybe a few players that wore blue gloves in that game. But can we do like more with this? I'm sure the answer was,
over my dead body.
Try not to. Okay. I don't know if you've heard this, Matt, but you're the head coach at Nebraska. What are Nebraska's colors? They say it in the song.
Cream.
The scarlet and the cream.
I didn't hear blue in there.
No. So yeah, that was Trev's style. This is one way I think where Matt Rhule probably differs, because he defers to the players on these things, which is honestly a good thing. For your coach. Norm writes in on the text line.
Norm!
I'm all for blackouts, and it would be so cool if 40% of the stadium didn't wear red still. Like when Penn State does stuff like this, it looks awesome because everyone participates. I would imagine that you're going to get some pretty good participation on this.
Yeah. Gosh, I can't find the tweet. It was from last week. John pointed out that, the other times they've done this, it's been like, hey, the week of this section of fans said to do it. This is the university doing it with months of notice.
So the way this goes is, I'm glad they did it now because it's 3 months prior, and you will go through basically the stages of grief with this. You'll be mad at first, and then you'll be like, you know what, this isn't so bad. And by the time it rolls around, you'll be excited about it. Trust me. Or you'll forget it ever happens, and then they'll remind you 2 weeks out. You're like, oh, yeah, the blackout game's coming up.
Oh, it's coming up, yeah.
Great news, though. We have, I don't know what their record would be going. We're 7-1.
Hell yeah.
Nebraska's 7-1 going into the game. Are you excited for the blackout? Yes. Nebraska's 4-4 going into the game. Are you excited for the blackout? No. Kill me. Please. So, yes, it will depend on if they're good or not as well. And then the other thing, the finger point. All right. Mr. Brand over here is all about it.
This is a crocker.
Here's Matt Rhule he just offered this up. He had a great 35 minutes.
Oh, there was no question on this? Okay.
He was talking about something else. And he was like, by the way,
because people ask me about this.
This was at the very end of the press conference. You're going to hear the very end of the press conference and him walk away at the end of this. He's like, by the way, I got this one for you.
Is how they signaled Husker. So Tony White and then Sat and those guys thought that looked like the state of Nebraska. So every picture I take, I do this, okay? Because number one, no one needs to see me with two arms around two people like this, my stomach hanging out, like, you know, I was a Baylor, my hand was like this, but every picture I take, I want branded. I'm the head coach at the University of Nebraska, and there's not a picture I don't take that I'm representing the school. And you know what's cool? I got little kids walk up to me, like, Coach, can I get a picture? They all do this. And someday, Nash, I'm going to sign you, bro. Wish his son's back there. I'm going to sign him, and on his letter of, his commitment video, it's got a picture of him like when he was at camp like this, and now when he's 18 like this. And so I just think, that's what this is. So anyway, I answered a lot of questions. You guys got me in a great mood. I came in early, hung out with you guys. Everyone's here. Thank you for a great camp. And guess what? Camp is over. Camp is over tonight, so I'm going to get some sleep. Thank you.
He took the Pepsi. He took the Pepsi.
Not a lot of coaches take the Pepsi. They leave the Pepsi.
It's a prop.
They leave the Mountain Dew. They leave the Pepsi. So what do you say about this, Josh? It's a what?
I don't believe it at all.
It's a crock.
Yeah.
Now, I guess the thing that we could investigate on the show is, does this look like Nebraska?
I mean, I guess that cannot be how this started.
I'm telling you, man. I just think this has something to do with it. We're
you
going.
Think he stole your point?
Because I must have been one of the first people to ask him about this, because this is July of 2023. All right. Mm-hmm. He's not here for that long. He had just started doing the finger point thing. I'm like, what are you doing? It's like, why are you doing the finger point thing? What's going on? And then we might have got into a small an offshoot of the conversation about the two fingers of the one finger, right? How many fingers are you pointing with? But it wasn't long after this that Matt Rhule decided to put down his thumb entirely and just do the two fingers out, because it apparently looks like the state of Nebraska, which apparently is a lot longer than I thought it was. I guess if you drive out on I-80 and you go all the way, it seems like a pretty long state.
Sure does.
Yeah.
I don't buy this. But also I don't.
Do you care?
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care.
That's great.
If like that's your thing, you're like, I just feel comfortable when I'm pointing to somebody because I want it to be about the person I'm taking the photo with. Cool. Whatever. I don't care. You feel you need to have an explanation for everything.
When Nebraska does, when Matt Rhule shows up at a picture and he does this, I never say, "Wow, that looks like the state of Nebraska." Yeah. I say, "Wow, what's going on with your hands?"
I do look at every photo of him and go, "Oh, he did the thing. Okay, good. I like that."
What he told me that day when we talked about it 2 years ago was his initial excuse for why he did that was that I have to cover up my fat tummy.
He doesn't have that anymore.
He doesn't have that anymore. But
seriously,
he mentioned
he's okay, right?
He mentioned that in the explanation that he just gave. He's like, I don't need my tummy hanging
He's
out.
right about that he doesn't need his arms up and anything resembling a stomach that he may have or doesn't have anymore. He's okay, right?
I think he's okay. But he's just working out, dude.
Yeah.
What else is a coach
working
to do?
hard. He's doing all those walk and talks. He's getting all those steps in.
He's got a sick offensive coordinator. He's got a sick defensive coordinator. He's got a great team. He's got a great quarterback. And all he's got to worry about is jerseys and working out. What a life. What a life.
Pretty sweet gig.
They should win 10 games, right? Oh, yeah.
We'll get into that next week.
There is still that part. Yes. All right. So that's important news. Important news that we missed on Friday, or that I missed on Friday, and I just had to have a take about today.
Good for you.
I had to do it. When we come back, we'll have more. Yes, over the weekend, the Big Ten continues to embarrass themselves very publicly.
Oh, no.
And plenty more after this on 1620 The Zone. Yes, an email from Jerry on the Equitable Bank inbox.
Hi, Jerry.
He asks, have you ever seen a replay of Johnny Rogers' punt return against Oklahoma? I have.
I have, yes.
Have you seen Ndamukong Suh blowing up Texas, not sending a tweet to Archie? Excuse me. I have seen that. I watched that live. Tommy, have you seen how many tackles one man could break on Tommy Frazier's run? Yes.
I did. I watched it live.
Have you watched highlights of the Orange Bowl heartbreak, the 31-30 game?
Mm-hmm.
Go for two.
Saw that live.
Yep. I could go on, Jerry says. They'd all look stupid if Nebraska was wearing black uniforms.
So you only like the clothes they wear and not the team.
I'll tell you what, if that 31-30 game would have been in black uniforms, yeah, people would have had opinions on it. That's for sure. But if Johnny the Jet Rogers would have tore them loose from their shoes in a black uniform, now people might have a different opinion about it then, wouldn't they?
They might think it's cooler.
Yeah, it might be Nebraska's only color.
Always bet on black.
What if Mike Stuntz had thrown a touchdown to Eric Crouch in 2001 and they were wearing black uniforms? Would that have looked stupid? No, it would have looked awesome because Eric Crouch scored a touchdown.
And Ndamukong Suh ragdolling a quarterback will always look cool. He could be wearing a tie-dye uniform.
Somebody should, with Photoshop skills, just take a picture of Suh from that game, from the Texas game in 2009, the Big 12 championship game, tossing around Colt McCoy like a baby, and just change his uniform to a black uniform and send it to me, and I will determine if it looks cool or not, because my guess is it would look awesome.
My guess is it's still going to look pretty cool.
I guess it would look sweet. Yeah. That'd be my guess. But, to each their own.
Some guys are just super into fashion, though.
Maybe Nebraska will have a classic moment against the USC game, and then you will have to decide once and for all if it looks cool or not, since that's what matters. If it looks cool. Yeah, Max writes in, if Nebraska USC 2025 turns out to be the game of the century with an insane play, then I will wish it was in red. That's so funny. I don't think that thought will ever cross my mind. Like, that has never come into my brain before. Like, what if these classic moments in Nebraska football history, you had them, but they were wearing black uniforms instead? Would you go back afterwards and think, boy, this highlight is missing one thing: red uniforms? I would never think that. That is not how my brain works.
You're right, though. If Johnny Rogers had done that return in the game of the century and they were wearing the stencil uniforms or whatever, we would wear those once a year.
Okay, so remember when they wore the really bad duct tape uniforms against Illinois in 2014?
Mm-hmm.
And Randy Gregory absolutely murdered that guy on the sideline on the crackback. Or maybe that was the Miami game. Whatever. I think it was the Illinois game. No, because they wore regular jerseys for the Miami game that year. The Illinois game, and they were horrible uniforms. I don't look at that picture and think, boy, if that photo just had him in a regular uniform, this would be the perfect photo. This would be the coolest moment. I oftentimes remark on how bad the uniforms were, but I don't think, boy, this just would have been a lot cooler had they been regular uniforms. I do not think that.
No.
Sam writes in,
hi, Sam.
These softies could never deal with NBA teams wearing their fourth alternate in the finals, or the alternate courts. Not in the finals anymore, Sam. Not in the finals anymore. They put the kibosh on that one.
Yeah, if they had been wearing the exponent uniforms.
Yeah. How about the ones with sleeves on Christmas? That's how I could always tell it was Christmas in 2016.
Oh, yeah.
They had sleeves on their uniforms. All right, moving on. Shout out to the Big Ten, the never-ending fire hose of bad takes. That's what this conference is. Tony Petitti, what are you doing? Let's see what he's cooking up now. Here's a report from many over the weekend, but I'm reading from ESPN. The Big Ten is considered an idea of a massive expansion of the college football playoff that would grow the postseason to 24 or 28 teams.
Whoa.
While the idea is in the very early stages, the proposal eliminates conference title games and offers a large number of automatic bids for all Power 4 leagues. So basically, how this would work, it's a loose idea. They wanted to make it very clear that this is a very loose idea at this point. It's not a full-fledged idea. We're just going to lay a couple things out there and see how you guys drink it up. For example, in the 28-team model, I will repeat, the Big Ten and the SEC would each get 7 automatic bids, while the ACC and the Big 12 would each get 5. There would be 2 automatic bids for non-Power 4 conferences and then 2 at-large teams. So the Big Ten's solution to nobody liking their stupid, idiotic idea of 4 each from the SEC and the Big Ten was to take that same exact idea and enlarge it.
I'm going to date your mom even harder.
Enhance. We're going to make this bigger. Their response to everyone hating their plan was to make a giant version of the same plan.
That's right.
This is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen.
They're doing a bit, right?
I don't know.
I don't know what the bit is. It's not a good bit.
What is the end? If this is a bit, what is the end result? Do you get a big laugh at the end? You know, are you somebody doing a comedy show and you're just waiting for a joke to pay off at the end?
I mean, I think the end is everyone throwing their hands up and going, fine, bleep it. We'll keep it as it is.
I don't know what they
I don't know what they want.
Maybe you might be right, Josh. Maybe this is a whole bit. They're just throwing out as many bad ideas as they could possibly get just to get us to contract back to 4, you know, or we go back to the BCS or something like that. Because I saw that take coming out over the weekend. They're like, maybe the BCS wasn't so bad, which is something that I've said before.
Maybe just having the Orange Bowl be the championship game is fine.
I have no idea what Tony Petiti is cooking in there. I have no idea what he is doing.
And you'll never know because he'll never get in front of a microphone and explain it.
What is he doing in there? I have no idea. By the way, if you are going to do a mega playoff, there are, if for some godforsaken reason, we get to the point where everyone agrees that there should be 20 teams or 28 teams or 24 teams and 32 teams in the playoff, please, God, I hope we don't get to that day. But if you were going to do it, there is no other way you can do it other than auto bids for conference champs only and then at-larges. There's no other way you could do it. Once again, this does not erase the part of the problem that everybody hates. This does not erase the part of the thing that everyone hated about the Big Ten's idea in the first place, which was purposefully and obviously skewing the playoff competitors in their favor. Remember, 4 for each the Big Ten and the SEC, because I just think that's what's right. And then 2 for everybody else and, 1 at large or whatever it might be. And now they're like, you know what? Let's see if this makes them happy. How about 7 for each the Big Ten and the SEC? But wait, there's more. 5 for you guys. Each. What do you think about that? You want 5 in? And you know what? Their target audience for this, I'm thinking out loud now. The target audience for this is obviously not the fans. Stupid. It doesn't get better for them. But it's probably other conference like commissioners and chancellors, people who enjoy money. Because they're like, well, okay, you're telling me that I get 5 because people view people within these conferences view the world through their own worldview, right? They don't think about what other teams are doing.
Sure.
They don't think about what other conferences are doing. And they're just like, 5? We only had 1 last year if you're the Big 12. You're telling me I could get 5 just automatically, just for fun?
Just because?
And the answer is yes.
Yeah.
But we get 7. But you get 5.
5's
What do you
good
think?
for you.
You get 5. 5's good for you. What do you say to 5? Would you like to shake on it now? So maybe that's their target audience. I cannot.
Yeah.
The Big Ten, they have no shame. They have no shame whatsoever.
I mean, are they?
They don't care what people think about them.
Are they thinking, hey, college football playoff games get higher ratings? What if everything was a college football playoff game? Then everything would be rated higher, right? I mean, those week 7 games are ass in the ratings. How do we lift those up? What if we called them playoff games?
The 28 team format, I throw up in my mouth every time I hear that, would put 20 playoff games on campus, 20 playoff games on campus, and then there's still more playoff. 20 games.
Wow, 28
sounds a lot like
it's weird.
Sounds a lot like a regular season week, doesn't it? Which would accentuate the success of that from last year's college football playoff. These guys are absolute geniuses. Geniuses. Think about it.
We can charge more for ads if it's a playoff game.
We had how many on-campus games last year? 4. We had 4 on-campus games last year. What if we times it by 5? That would be great for everyone too.
Who's going to say
It's like saying, what if we have this really, really awesome restaurant? It's so good, but it's the only location. What if there was 50 of them? What happens to the 50 restaurants, Josh? What happens to the first restaurant?
It goes downhill.
It gets worse. I'm sorry. That's kind of how it works. But once again, we got geniuses here. Big Ten commissioner, according to Pete Tweets, Tony Petitti ran the idea by his conference on Wednesday, sources said, and that it has begun being shared by others. The 2025 season will be the second year of the 12-team playoff. Leaders have been discussing expansion to 16 teams over the past year, but disagreement over the number of at-large teams versus auto bids has been a sticking point.
Really?
I don't know what they are cooking, but it's bad. And it is on a large, large scale. Would you like to have a nice home-cooked meal made by mom specifically for you? Or would you like to have your mom make dinner for 700 people? Therefore, your meal made by your mom is not special anymore.
I think I kind of want the special mom meal.
A great choice, Josh.
Thank you.
I agree. 1 chicken Parmesan patty or 700 chicken Parmesans? I'll take the 1. Thank you very much. We'll be back with the odd news after this on 1620 The Zone.
And now we've reached the point in the show where Josh Odson reads the peculiar, the bizarre, the comical, the odd news with Odd Son. Odd news, Odd Son. See what we did there? The odd news with Oddson.
Theo writes in on YouTube.
Hi, Theo.
Odd news deserves 2 segments.
Whoa.
Goat.
2 segments.
You think you got enough odd news for that, Josh?
Some days, yes, but some days, no.
Okay.
Really a slave to the news cycle.
Take that under consideration. I think now's a good time. Now that football's back, we can do 2 odd news segments.
Whoa.
I mean, we are zagging, right?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We're just going to be different.
The first radio show in this state to not be about football.
Bold move.
Good thing we have basketball.
That's right. Hong Kong.
People love that.
They sure do. We go to, I believe this is in France. And let me know if you think this would happen here. A woman is suing her place of work. It's a telecom company.
Suing. Very American.
Very. She says she worked there for 20 years.
Never got paid?
No, she got a full salary.
Oh.
She had no roles or responsibilities and was assigned 0 tasks over those 20 years. There was no human connection.
And she's suing them.
She is suing them. She said, I was treated like I didn't exist. I began with this company in 1993. I had hopes of an illustrious career. I was trained as an HR assistant. And when I began working in the office daily, I was assigned no tasks. She didn't do anything for 20 years and sued her place of business.
Wait. So,
yes, Connor.
Did she ever ask?
That's a great follow-up. I don't have the answer to that.
Was she proactive at all?
Seems like you had all day to send an email saying, what should I be doing?
Yeah. Maybe talk to your boss. She worked in an office for a period of time. So maybe go in there and say, hey, what's my job? What do you need from me?
Just want to let you know I'm here if you need me. You don't even have to say like, okay, I need something to do. You just tell the boss, hey, if you need something,
what do you need from me? I'm your guy.
Let me just hit me up.
Well, apparently she was pretty valuable to the operation though, and doing nothing 20 years. That's
20
a long
years.
time to be in a place.
Yeah. And the way she explains it, which cannot be true, is that she was in this office by herself because nobody talked to her.
Oh,
she didn't have any.
Well, maybe she went to the wrong place.
Yeah.
Maybe she went to the wrong place.
Yeah.
Could have been anything.
Her lawsuit claims that Orange, the telecommunications company, not only failed to provide meaningful duties, but also ignored its legal responsibility to make reasonable accommodations under French labor laws. According to Lawrence, Orange placed her on standby, later shifting her to sick leave and eventually suggesting retirement as a way to resolve the issue of, again, her not doing anything.
Yeah, I mean, some people would see this story and they would comment in and they would say, well, this sounds awesome.
It's really the American dream.
Yeah. Sounds like, how much is she wanting?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't have that answer. Yeah, but if I was the judge, I would.
I suppose you could. You do have some grounds. This is a
here?
waste of time.
She called it psychological torture.
Yeah,
in the lawsuit.
This has been just a giant waste of my time. My entire professional life has been eaten up by me doing nothing.
I could have worked my way up a ladder and been a CEO by now.
Yeah, maybe she wasn't getting paid that well.
Maybe,
I don't know, but she was doing nothing after all. Very interesting story, Josh.
Yeah.
Odd indeed.
Okay, that's you see what I did there. Truck spill of the week. It will not be as good as last week's truck spill, but it is a truck spill nonetheless. I-35, Clay County. This would be in Missouri.
Yeah.
State Highway Patrol says around 11 a.m. Friday morning on southbound I-35 at Antioch Road.
Oh, Kansas City.
Semi-truck hauling this fun children's food item spilled across the roadway, Connor.
Cheerios.
Close. No, not really. I'm sorry.
Yogurt.
Gummy bears. Gummy bears all over the road. Could you imagine
The horror.
Damon Benning beside himself?
Is he out on gummy bears?
Well, no, he loves gummy bears.
Oh, all those gummy bears
Yeah.
wasted.
Just
Don't worry, there's enough gummy bears.
Obviously, no one was injured in the crash. That's why we're talking about it here. But it is important to say,
Yes.
no hazardous chemicals were leaking either. I don't know why you would think they would in a truck spill involving
Sounds
gummy
like
bears.
a Mr. Beast video. I got my friends and we ran over a whole truckload of gummy bears. Let's see what happens.
Hey,
a million people watch it.
I'm Mr. Beast. I ran a truck full of gummy bears off the road.
Yep. Now I'm going to take my Lamborghini and run over all of them and see what happens to it.
Buy my Mr. Beast gummy bears in stores now.
What an interesting idea.
My child would watch that video.
But you'd be a good person because he would know how to take anyone on a date.
That's right. That's right.
Exactly.
We go to Florida, where a man was upset about his neighbor's lawnmower. It was making too much noise. Must have been a not lib machine. So Florida man goes and gets a dagger from his car.
Oh no.
And threatens the man.
What does a dagger actually look like?
It's a small knife, right? The man with the dagger was wearing
like a letter opener.
Yeah, was wearing a full Jester costume during the incident and arrest.
Does it become a dagger when it has the little hooks on it?
The sheath? Yeah.
Yeah.
When does a letter opener become a dagger?
Yeah, I mean, one and the same as far as how it looks to me. That's what my letter opener looks like.
According to a court affidavit, landscaper Brian Hansen was mowing 2 separate lawns on a St. Petersburg street yesterday afternoon when he was confronted by 51-year-old Anthony Marzola, who lived in a nearby home. Marzola became upset with the sound of the mower and retrieved a 12-inch dagger-style blade from a vehicle and began walking toward the victim.
Yep.
Marzola was allegedly pointing the dagger at Hansen and yelling that he cannot be mowing.
I mean, that's a good way to get someone to stop mowing, that's for sure.
This was at 2:45 in the afternoon. Many would say the perfect time to be mowing. A little late in the day to be mowing that hot Florida sun, but you get it. You get it. It's
an appropriate time at the very least.
Not odd.
Yeah.
The defendant was wearing a full Jester costume during the incident and subsequent arrest.
Well, at least he was on brand.
It does not say why Marzola was wearing a Jester outfit. The likely solution is that he was...
So you're saying the mower was wearing a Jester costume?
No.
Or the dagger guy?
The dagger guy.
It would have been funny if there's a lot of mowing companies in this town. Everybody wants to start a business about, to go out and mow lawns. It's a great way to, get involved.
Mm-hmm.
Why not start a mowing business where all the mowers dress up as jesters?
Dress up as jesters, yeah.
It's called Jester Mowing.
We love a good bit.
We'll have a little jester come to your house and mow.
It appears as though Jester...
Lord Farquaad's here. He's here to mow. Is he going to trim today? Nope, that's somebody else's job.
Seems like it'd be really hot. Marzola, the dagger-using, Jester-wearing man, operates a smoke shop by the name of Psychedelic Jester.
Sure.
And many are saying...
so he did the bit. He did the bit.
Yeah. You can buy your vape pens from a Jester.
It must have been a fake dagger then. One of those daggers where you hit it up against something and it retracts.
Now that's a good point. Do we know that it was a real dagger? I don't have that in my story.
If we didn't find out, that's probably a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Josh, thank you.
Thank you, Connor.
Charles writes in.
Hi, Charles.
Looking up Jester costumes on Amazon. What if we were the Jester show?
Nope. Nobody's doing that.
Nobody is doing that. That could be our lane. That could be our avenue.
Sports court with the 2 Jesters.
Oh, good one. Also, John texts in.
Hi, John.
The young people are wondering what a letter opener is.
Oh.
You guys get mail. You know what that is. They just rip it. They just rip it open like barbarians. They don't have letter openers.
Oh, yeah. No, does Matt McMaster own a letter opener?
No chance.
No chance.
No chance.
Yeah.
You're right. All right. Thanks, Josh.
Thank you.
That's the odd news. The noon hour is coming up next. Yes, we have to talk about Michigan and their cheating and a variety of other things that happened over the weekend. Mike Schaefer will join us at 1. Back after this on 1620 The Zone.
does it the only way he knows how. With his massive sports brain sprinkled with a smidgen of rabble-rousing. Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
All right, welcome back. Noon hour of the Connor Happer Show. You're on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. We've been referencing it for the entire show, so we might as well play it, right? A very odd video over the weekend. No, not the one of Connor driving his truck into the cornfield, and then there's black uniforms.
Okay, that was very odd.
But the story of last week, of course, was, by the way, just quickly, I really, really like the bit of people sending in famous Husker plays, but changing the uniforms to black. This keeps happening right now on our Twitter at Happer Show, and
what it looks like.
I'm liking it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm liking it quite a bit. So keep sending those in. Those are good. But the story last week was Archie Wilson, Nebraska's new punter, who will punt in a college football game at 8:00 at Arrowhead Stadium. I don't know why Rhule mentioned that it was 8:00 when he gave his whole thing about Archie last week. For the first time, it'll be his first ever football game, which is cool and exciting. But as you know, by now, when Archie was asked about how much he misses his family, or
doesn't matter who asked the question,
how much he thinks about his family, he couldn't help but breaking out in tears, which then led to Archie's parents going on Australian Today Show and the Today Show in America. Well, they didn't go on the Today Show. Just Jenna Bush Hager talked about it a little bit, which was insane. And I really thought Al Roker was going to have a take. Did you see it, by the way?
No.
So she did the story. They're all at the table. You know, they're coming back from break.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Jenna and whoever is the host of her show now, not Hoda, whoever's Hoda replacement. And then the main woman, she did the election stuff. She's really good. What's her name? Great. And then the guy, Savannah. Thank you, Savannah Guthrie. And then the guy, the tall guy, and then Al Roker. They're all there. They're all there at the table. So they're coming back from break. Was
Carson Daly there?
It wasn't Carson Daly.
That's too bad.
It was like they were about to do the news. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They're handing it over from news to Jenna and Hoda, but not Hoda anymore. I don't know how the Today Show works anymore. Last time I watched it live,
no one does.
Was when Matt Lauer was the host. We don't talk about Matt Lauer anymore.
We do not.
But where in the world is he? I will never forget that theme song. Anyway, they're coming back from break, and Jenna Bush Hager, she comes back from break and she's like, "Wow, got a really inspiring story," and tells the whole story. Sure. Archie Wilson, Nebraska and stuff like that, and then they all come back on camera, and she kind of, there's probably 10 to 15 seconds of banter time, vamp, whatever it is. And so it goes all the way down the table. And I don't think Al Roker really wanted to do the story, or something. He may have had an opinion about the story, but didn't say because it got all the way down to Al Roker. And one of them asked, like, "Are you all right, Al? Like, is something going, what do you think about this?" And he's like, "No, that's great. Whatever." I really thought Al Roker was going to have a take about Mitch Sherman making the kid cry at the podium, which would have been incredible for content.
It really would have.
But ultimately, it did not happen.
Really juiced the numbers on the pod.
They went on with their days from there. So he was the big story last week. So big that big Mr. Suh caught wind.
Trickled down to him, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't know I was getting into the world of finance.
It got all the way to big Mr. Suh, who, I don't know if you've heard this, retired from the NFL and does a podcast and does long tweets about
so many characters.
He has so many long tweets.
He writes articles on his Twitter page.
Suh might be the king of long tweets. He does so many long tweets. Everything is a thread. Here's what I learned. ...
There's pie charts and graphs.
There's a lot going on. Suh's got a lot going on his plate right now. But he took a moment out of his time to send a message to young Archie Wilson. And here it is from over the weekend.
Archie, my Nebraska brother, man. I know all about being homesick. I was 1,500 miles or less away from Portland, Oregon, and I felt the pain at your age of not being able to, one, give my mom a hug, my dad a hug, and bug my older sister Gum and whatnot. But stay strong, and if I can do anything for you, let me know. I am a phone call away, and Coach Rhule will connect us if needed. Nonetheless, I will come see you in Nebraska at some point in time. But my only ask is you return the favor of when the next time I'm in Melbourne, that you tour me around, because I have to go there for board meetings every now and then with the company I'm on the board of. So stay strong, and I feel your pain.
All right. Thanks. Thanks.
There's a Lombardi trophy in the background. You can see what type of safe he has.
All right. So quick Google here. How far is Melbourne, Australia?
It's got to be about 1,500 miles, right?
Omaha. How far is Melbourne from Omaha, Nebraska? No, not Melbourne, Australia. Melbourne, VC. So
VC.
Yeah, it's Victoria, I believe. Melbourne, Victoria, Australia.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry.
So Suh said, I know
what you're going through.
I know all about being homesick. I lived 1,500 miles or less away from, that's how far I was away from Portland, Oregon, where I was at Nebraska. I had a really tough time with it. I'm sure he did. Melbourne to Omaha, I don't know why I did Omaha, is probably because I'm sitting here, 9,327 miles. So we're talking about
same thing,
10,000 miles away from home. Would you say that those are different distances?
I would.
I would, yeah.
I would as well.
So that's awesome. I love that. And
he's not doing it just to...
What's up with Suh?
Just to be a kind fellow Husker. He wants something out of the friendship. A tour of Melbourne.
You got to give me a tour, because I'm there for board meetings.
I'm on boards.
Suh is killing it. Suh is absolutely killing it right now. He is on fire. What do you think Archie thought when he saw that?
He had to have thought that was really cool. And
do you think he knows who Suh is?
Oh, does he follow the NFL?
We'll have to get.
I need more info on Archie.
We probably don't need to hear any more from Archie. I think we've probably learned about what we need to know on Archie. But I am curious about what he knows about the NFL and what he knows about America. Like, he follows American football, but like how closely? And Ndamukong Suh, like, if you just tangentially followed the NFL for the last 20 years, you probably wouldn't know who Suh was.
I wouldn't think
you would
so.
know who like Tom Brady was. You would know who Patrick Mahomes was. You'd know who, I don't know.
Ocho Cinco.
Aaron Rodgers or something, right? But you wouldn't probably know who Ndamukong Suh
Probably
was.
not a D lineman, yeah.
But he got a video from him, and once again offered friendship, but only if you take me on a tour of Melbourne.
I want to look cool.
When I'm on the
when
I go to my board meetings.
I'm on the board.
That was awesome. A great video from Big Mr. Suh.
And also it was, don't reach out to me. It was
talk to coach. It'll get you in contact. That's true. Alex Lincoln writes in, if they have that Suh cut out in the old weight room still, that he definitely knows. So they don't work out there anymore. I mean, that weight room is, I don't know what that weight room looks like right now. I don't know what that space looks like right now. I thought they were going to turn it into like a full university-wide sort of weight room. So it might still be the Ndamukong Suh weight room, but as far as like the pictures of the new weight room are concerned, I haven't seen many homages to Suh. So we'll follow up on that. But we have a preference. Travis writes in on YouTube.
Hi, Travis.
We need to know more about Archie, but maybe let's have someone other than Mitch interview him.
Yeah. Someone with a little softer touch.
He didn't even really say anything. He just
No,
said
he
a bunch
didn't.
about your family. Your family.
Maybe Sam can take a crack at it. I don't know.
NU Tenskers writes in.
Hi, NU Tenskers.
With all the extra media coverage, the Aussies refer to football as footy. So they refer to Australian rules football as footy. So I watched the whole Australian Today Show interview. There was a couple points where they started talking too fast and I couldn't understand them anymore. But they refer to Australian rules football as footy. What is Australian rules football? Great question. I don't know. Closer to rugby than football.
Okay.
I think. But they refer to our version of football as American football.
Sure. That makes sense.
Also, his parents seem to maybe think that, or some people on the Australian Today Show, I do not remember the anchors' names, they seem to think that he is in the NFL, which he is not. Kind of confusing. He is playing in an NFL stadium coming up, not in the NFL.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see why that's kind of confusing.
He is not in the. He is not.
Now, the gentleman that is sometimes referred to by y'all as Bad Takes Doug.
Bad Takes Doug
is in the chat, and he wants us to remember two things.
What's he cooking today?
First one, Suh, by the way, is a Super Bowl ring-wearing champion. Yes, that's why I acknowledged the Lombardi trophy that was behind him.
You're talking about that right there?
That right. You guys can't see my cursor, but
Yeah.
I'm circling the
Yeah,
Lombardi
me too.
trophy.
There's a couple trophies he's got going on back there. Also a safe.
Yes.
What do you think the code is to his safe?
I don't know, but I know what kind it is, so I can Google how to crack it.
9393.
Would be 1890 cent. Bad Takes Doug would also like you to know.
I'm having respect for Suh, by the way. I am respecting Suh, but I just think, I mean, this was, an
nice of him
objectively
to do.
funny
It
video.
was. If Kalkbrenner said the same thing to the new guy, you'd be saying, "What a great dude."
No, the other new guy, he's Dmitrievic. That's not how you spell it, by the way. But, yeah,
I think I'd
Suh
still
did
be
great.
laughing.
Suh, yes, it seemed a little unnecessary. That's all. Also, I'm on the board.
I'll be your friend if you give me a tour.
I love Suh. I have nothing but respect for Big Mr. Suh. There was nothing like when Big Mr. Suh was throwing people around
in black uniforms.
That was a great time. But just imagine if he would have done that and they were wearing a black uniform.
You'd be disgusted.
Dilo writes in.
Hi, Dilo.
Technically, it's Australia tomorrow.
That's right.
Great point. Because today is, or
it's not today.
Today is tomorrow for them.
I follow.
You get it. You get it. Michigan. They got off easy.
Really? Sherman Moore can't go to Germany now.
$30 million, potentially. As many as $30 million. But no penalties such as a postseason ban or vacating of victories. We have officially passed the era of postseason bans. You can no longer be postseason banned.
Well, Connor, that punishes today's players for yesterday's crimes.
Which has always been the case.
We can't be doing that.
Anytime we administer postseason penalties, that has every single time been the case. Anytime that they say, hey, St. Thomas University, you're making the transition from Division III to Division I, you effectively have a postseason ban for the next 4 years. What do you think that means for their student athletes? They just want to go to the tournament and they would just want to play basketball at a high level. This is not their fault that they've transitioned from Division III to Division I. Doesn't stop them from doing it.
You got to pay your dues.
No, you don't.
Why do we have to do that, by the way?
That's so stupid. So stupid. They will not vacate any wins during the 2023 National Championship season in which they cheated many, many times. Now, we've gotten into a lot of the nitty-gritty details on this. And one of the questions that keeps coming up is, did they win because they cheated? My answer to that is no. I think that, I mean, you can't, first of all, you definitely can't like definitively prove it. You could just prove whether they cheated or not. And they did. I don't think they won the national championship because they cheated. And that has never stopped anyone from enacting a postseason ban on anyone or vacating of victories and things like that. The NCAA also imposed an additional one more game. So yes, this suspension, the years and years long streak now of Michigan head coaches getting suspended will not only extend through this year, but also next year, as Sharon Moore will be suspended for the first game of the 2026 season and serves his 2 this year, randomly chosen as games 3 and 4 of the season. One of them, of course, being in Lincoln this year, Central Michigan and Nebraska. The 2026 opener, like Josh mentioned, is against Western Michigan in Frankfurt, Germany. People forget that. Connor Stallions got a 10-year show an 8-year show cause, and Jim Harbaugh got a 10-year show cause.
Yeah, Connor, Jim Harbaugh is never going to work in college football again.
That's
right.
not
a punishment?
That is exactly right. He will not work in college football, where he is currently gainfully employed as the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers.
What if that goes south? Then what?
He will probably be a coach of another NFL team.
Oh, yeah, not a college team.
Also caught up in this, Denard Robinson.
I was shocked to read that.
A 3-year show cause. $50,000, 10% of the football budget, postseason revenue for 2025 and 2026, and a cost of 10% of scholarships awarded in 2025 and 2026. Fines that could surpass up to $30 million, 4 years probation, and various recruiting restrictions as well. And one more final reminder on Harbaugh before we get into the actual thing here. Harbaugh already under a show cause from the last one, from the money's in the bag gate. So he is finishing that one up in 2027. That will end after 2027, at which point he will then begin his 10-year show cause.
That's right, Connor.
So he's show caused for 2 different things up until the end of 2037.
I believe the quote from NCAA was a willful disregard for the rules.
I mean, clearly, right? And then there was the whole, remember the game where Connor Stallions went to Central Michigan and like wore sunglasses on the sideline like he was Mr. Potato Head?
I do remember.
That got caught up in this entire thing. I mean, this is truly, I mean, it's a great way to describe it by the NCAA. A blatant disregard of the rules. But the Michigan case, of course, proves a point. If you feel like you have a chance to win a national championship, the message is now do it at all costs. Spare no costs. Now, we could get into the question of like, was it worth it? And I think there are some points on both sides, but most people would tell you drop dead. If you're able to win a national championship, then point blank period, it was worth it. And you now know that they are not going to take it away from you.
They're not going to take it away from you. They're not going to keep you from getting another one later in the future.
They already couldn't take it away from you, but now like they actually aren't going to take it away from you. Like Reggie Bush won the Heisman still, even though they took it away from him. And now they gave it back. So congratulations to Reggie Bush on that one. Postseason bans don't exist anymore. They're not going to strip anybody of any national championships. So the only thing that Michigan loses here is obviously there's monetary stuff. And yeah, it probably affects them in recruiting and the ability to operate and stuff like that. In a day and age now where the budgets are a little bit tighter and the spending is similar across all these levels of the top of the sport, Michigan wants to be able to be competitive amongst their peers. And for the next several, they won't be able to. But will that stop good players from going to Michigan? No, in my opinion. But so the only thing Michigan loses here is they take a big time dent in their reputation. It is a very, as we've talked about, it's a bit of a pinky out program. I think Michigan is a little full of itself. They have Michigan men. We view ourselves as the gold standard, both in academia and in football. We have these helmets. We have the big house. We play for, we don't have any crazy, weird alternate jerseys or whatever it is. Like, we are the standard bearer of tradition in the sport of college football. I think they fancy themselves as that. And we do things the right way. And they do it. And there was a time in which they did it quietly, right? We just work. That's just what we do here, because we just are this way. God gave us this. That's how they seem to me.
Very.
Now it has brashly broken the rules and won a national championship while doing it loudly, and spits in the face of the game and people who oversee its integrity. They do not care. Connor, have you seen what Connor Stallions is doing right on like Twitter and stuff like that? Have you seen all the Michigan fan base who said, you couldn't get us even if you tried? They were defending him the entire time, and all the details come out. Actually, you did cheat, but they're not going to take any national championships away from it. So we might actually have an answer to, would you sell your soul for a national championship if you're Michigan?
Hey, everyone's going to hate you, but you're going to win. You take that deal?
It's a really, it's a pretty moral question, right? I'm interested in diving into it. It's hard to say, given that we don't know the exact circumstances, but try and put yourself in the in Michigan's shoes here. You, as a Nebraska fan, at the end of this, would you say, if they won a national championship, everything turned out the exact same way? Coach went to the NFL, show causes, budget fines, stuff like this. But we won a national championship. Was it worth it? And once again, you can't say that they won a national championship because they cheated, but we now know that they won a national championship and cheated at the same time.
Same season. It coincided with each other.
At the same time. They may have been the best team in college football that year anyway, but they wanted to take all the precautions and make sure they were. And at the end of the day, they were. And they're not going to take that national championship away from them. And they sold their soul to do it. Like I said, this is a program that is known as one thing, and it is now different. I think, frankly, Ohio State went through the same sort of just a little bit of a culture change, right? Ohio State, they view themselves kind of a little bit that way. Michigan and Ohio State really weren't all that different for a long, long time.
We're not so different, you and I.
But Ohio State, they won the championships. Then what happened? Ohio State hired Urban Meyer. Some stuff happens. You kind of, now Urban, it's not like there wasn't like a cheating scandal or anything like that, but you kind of sell your soul. Your program fundamentally changes when you do that. And I think Michigan stayed as the team and the school that said, yeah, we're still like this. We still do it the old school way. And this is how we want to do it. And we don't go out, we just buy the talent and stuff like that. We just do the work, and that gets us there. Now, once again, afterwards, brashly spitting in the face of everyone and saying, yeah, we did this. They caught us, but they didn't do anything about it. I loved it. It was a national championship. I wouldn't trade it for the world. When faced with that dilemma, what do? Do you take the natty and run? Even though it changes, it fundamentally changes you? Because I think it's a fundamental, it's a fundamental university thing. It's definitely an athletic department thing or a football program thing. You know what I mean? It's different now.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a Michigan fan, you're going to wear that forever. In 40 years, you could be out and someone will go, oh, Connor Stallions, I see your Michigan hat.
Remember that? And they'd be like, guess what, Natty? Where's your ring, buddy?
Mm-hmm.
Where's your ring? So, I mean, and by the way, Black Cat writes in, I mean, didn't Big Red already sell their soul in the 90s? don't know the rules on reselling Suh. It's funny because you have a Suh until and then it seems like when you win, you lose it, or when you take that next jump. Like Penn State will be a fun thing this year. We don't need to talk about Suhs with Penn State. But Penn State views itself in sort of that sort of way.
Mm-hmm.
And they haven't gone out and, blatantly that we know of broken the rules or done anything to gain themselves a significant edge on everybody else in the college football world. But if they win a national championship this year, they could say, well, we did it the right way. Over time, it took a long time for us to get there. And now we are better than you two over there, Michigan, Ohio State.
You bought your roster. You spied on everyone else.
Yeah.
We incremental progress.
We just did it.
Yeah.
We just did the work.
Mm-hmm.
We won a national championship like they used to win national championships.
Like our forefathers.
There is something to that, by the way, that people view college football now. We look at all these national champions over the years. You can go through the list of them and you say, okay, well, bought it, cheated, bought it, Cam Newton bought it, whatever it might be. There was stuff going on in the programs at those times. When was the last national championship that was
pure,
that had some sanctity?
Okay.
So, I mean, they should have a postseason ban. Michigan should.
Yeah.
Michigan should have a postseason ban. But I guess we're not doing that anymore because we can't punish the kids. Cannot punish them. Even though Sharon Moore has got suspended for like a grand total of like 8 games on this now. Also, the bit about throwing the phone into the lake was pretty fun.
I threw the phone in the lake.
Threw the phone into the lake.
I like Sam's comment on Twitter of, if you're a smart Michigan fan, the play here is, I wish they'd vacate this title because they won't, but you get to look enlightened.
Hey, Michigan fan, how do you feel? How do you feel about that whole thing? It's like, it just doesn't sit right with me. It just doesn't sit right with me. I never really acknowledged that. I still think about that half national championship we won in 1997. That's the one for me. Maybe in 20 years it'll be that way,
I do think he's onto something. Like if you find yourself cornered at a party, like
no, my national championship was 1997.
That's the way to play it.
Not 2023. That one, I just can't stand by. I just can't stand by and watch that happen and watch the university celebrate it the way that they did.
Just brazen. It was just so brazen.
It was incredibly. It is definitely incredibly brazen.
How do we feel about 2018 Clemson? Was that a team? Was that pure?
Was 2018 Clemson pure? Deshaun Watson?
That might be the last one.
Well, the Deshaun Watson part didn't really age well.
No.
But as far as we know, pretty clean, I guess. Dabo would call it clean anyway.
Just had to be right with the Lord.
So we won a national championship with Hunter Renfrow. Not the bad baseball player.
Okay.
The other one. All right, couple thoughts from you guys on the other side. We'll take a quick timeout and be back after this on 1620 The Zone.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Here comes the clown.
Venmo Chris writes in on the text line. I give Michigan kudos. No violence, no molesting, no sexual assault, just some good old-fashioned cheating. I can respect that. The class of the Big Ten.
All right.
It is pretty tame compared to some others. Some other scandals, Josh.
Where does this compare to, like, getting tattoos for free for gold pants?
I said this in the moment. It's not necessarily the act of doing what they did that bothered me so much. Although it was obvious and blatant, it was proven to be what Michigan did. It was the brashness in which they said, no, we did not do this, and that would be ridiculous if we did this, and why would we ever do that? We are Michigan people.
What if I showed you a photo of one of your assistant coaches on a Central Michigan sideline? No, that ain't him, dog.
Why would a Michigan man ever do such a thing?
That ain't me.
Jim Harbaugh, didn't he say, like, he was asked after it all came down, it was like, do you know this? Do you know this guy? Like,
do you know this man?
And he was like, no, he must have acted on his own. That was the response. Everyone knew. So it's just that.
Okay.
They even cheated in a highfalutin way. They even cheated in a way that made me angry. Once again, it wasn't necessarily the cheating.
A headline from Pat 40.
Hi, Mr. 40.
Now, grain of salt. NCAA hammers Michigan, making Jim Harbaugh most penalized cheater in sports history.
Hammered is an interesting word. Hammered is an interesting word.
It is.
I don't know if they got whatever. Yeah, they got the biggest fines that you could possibly imagine.
And it's all about them. You always tell us, it's all about the money. It's all about the money. What if we took your money?
It has an effect. I mean, it will have an effect on their program going forward. But the big one, so somebody wrote this in on the text line before. I'm going to go find it. It's Tommy.
Hi, Tommy.
Here's a fun thought exercise.
Ooh.
What would Michigan's punishment be if it was the early 2000s? If this was found out to be the case in like 2005.
Vacated
national championship for sure.
Probably a 2-year bowl ban.
At least.
Yeah.
At least.
Maybe 4.
Yeah.
Probably 2. Well, I don't know. How many wins vacated?
I mean, you have to take away
the whole Connor Stallions tenure.
Yeah, I mean, usually they would do like, I mean, they haven't had I mean, how many Joe Pa wins did they vacate? Like a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think that they would have a problem with, taking them all away.
111 wins vacated from Joe Paterno.
Yeah. That's a lot of wins, Josh.
It is.
That's a lot. So yeah, it would all be gone.
They were restored in 2015.
You could answer the question like, what does it matter if they take their wins and their national championship away?
You can't take away the memes.
They can't take away the memories. That still happened. We were still the best team that year. But it would reemphasize the point of like, oh, you cheated to get here, and that's why you're here, right? Even though that probably wasn't the case with Michigan.
Yeah, there were Barry bonds.
So I think you got to pay for it on the back end.
Why'd you cheat, Barry? You didn't need to.
I know.
I was jealous of the attention.
And here we go. Barry is not in the Hall of Fame, so maybe I'm being a hypocrite.
Jim Harbaugh, not getting in the Hall of Fame.
I wanted to, before we move to this next thing here, I would like to I have to remind you of various things, including this. Remember, we're doing our pregame show extravaganza from the Blur tailgate at Kauffman Stadium on the day of the game, August 28th, 10 days from now.
Whoa.
Would you like to join us?
I would like to join you, yes.
The audience. Would anybody in the audience like to join us? I'm sure they're all saying, yes, Connor, I would like to join. I'm going to be there anyway. Why not hang out with you guys? You could enter to win 2 Blur tickets online right now on our website, 1620thezone.com. We would love to see you in Kansas City, home of Mitch Holtis and the Platte City QT. By the way, I got an email from this is Brian earlier.
Hi, Brian.
Brian emailed me a picture of the St. Joe QT, of which I do not need. I blow through St. Joe. The only time I ever stop in St. Joe is at that truck stop right I don't know, I think it's a Love's or something like that. Only time I ever stop in St. Joe. I don't stop in St. Joe. Why? Because I stop at the Platte City QT or I stop at Rockport or Mound City.
Mm-hmm.
St. Joe is not a stopping option for me. Thank you for this picture of the St. Joe QT, of which I have never been to.
I go to Rockport, get a fountain soda and some fireworks, and I'm on my way.
And if you're going to Lincoln, get off at Highway 2, and you get off at that once flooded Sapp Brothers right there.
That's right.
That's it. Those are the only possible stops. I would never stop in St. Joe's. The only time I ever stopped for any period of time in St. Joe's is when it was a horrible snowstorm on the way home from a Royals. Oh, it was like Royals Fan Fest. And I was down there, and it was the night of the Super Bowl. And I was like, we cannot continue on. We must stop in St. Joe's. And we stopped at a hotel, and we watched the Super Bowl with one other sad person in a bar.
Was the theme from Deliverance playing?
In St. Joe, it was actually terrifying.
Yes.
Yeah. I was sick. I got sick as a dog, too.
Sure.
Just a horrendous experience in St. Joe's. Shout out to my boys from St. Joe's, though. Except for the QT. I don't need that. I got Platte City QT, which we'll be calling in 1 week to warn them.
Radio bits are back, people.
Josh, I have a graphic that I'd like you to see.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm going to flash it up on the YouTube right now. This is Josh Pate's playoff prediction.
Oh, that bald muscle man?
Yes, one of the many bald muscle people who likes to tweet out pictures of themselves. I shouldn't probably talk. I like to tweet out pictures of myself too, to be honest. But Josh Pate's playoff prediction, Josh Pate is the one who likes to say every single day, we have a great show coming up for you tonight. You're going to have to listen to this show. Otherwise, you will miss out on a cultural immersive experience. You will never forgive yourself if you miss this show. He says crap like that every day. It is annoying as hell. But he did his playoff prediction, and there you go. If you notice in the bottom right corner, the 11 seed.
I have noticed.
There's a big red N, not a black N, Josh.
That's right.
A big red.
Black N would be embarrassing.
That would be stupid. Imagine all the Nebraska moments over that period of time that would just look a lot worse.
Kenneth.
Oh yeah. Notre Dame boy
coming.
Rocco revenge game.
Oh, do it for Rocco. That's what they'll say.
Rocco revenge game.
And then Nebraska would get Texas. I don't know that we could handle ourselves as a society if that were the case.
Nebraska, Texas in a playoff game at a neutral site.
Yeah. Nebraska would invade Notre Dame again.
Oh man. But then they would never build the stadium because all the money would be gone. Which would you rather have? A new stadium or another Notre Dame invasion, this time for a playoff game? You can't have one of the, you can only have one or the other. You cannot have both.
Invasion.
Yeah.
It's
Josh.
more chaotic.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Every Nebraska fan spends their entire life savings on going to this stupid playoff game in South Bend, Indiana. It'll be cold as hell in late December. But Nebraska's there, and they're playing Notre Dame as the 11th seed. And if they win, they'd play Texas. And if they win against Texas, which obviously Nebraska has no history of performing poorly against Texas, so they get by them early, they would play either Ohio State, Arizona State, or Alabama, which, once again, easy. And then everybody on the other side is Penn State, Florida, Georgia, Oregon, Clemson, and Boise in the 12-team college football playoff.
Also, bump music for the Florida-Georgia playoff game. Do you think anyone other than Florida-Georgia line would get
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. That's already a great rivalry game. They just play. Do you think
would they play it in Jacksonville?
Yeah, do you think they just rip it and play it in Jacksonville again? It'd be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to the Florida-Nebraska national championship game that finally we could decide who's better between DJ Lagway and Dylan Raiola.
About damn time.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about it all off season. Why does DJ Lagway get all the blah, 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 blah? They'll meet in the national championship game this year. Very exciting.
What
do you think about when you see playoff predictions, Josh? What do you think? Because I'm starting to get to the point where I get triggered. I don't want to see. The brackets don't impress me. I feel like Shania Twain. That don't impress me much, Josh. Your brackets do not impress me in college football. Back when it was a 4-team college football playoff, you could just pick 4 teams to make the playoff, and that felt like it meant something. Now you're picking 12, and there's certain things that they have to do to get there, and the matchups are senseless, and everybody looks at the matchups anyway. It's just stupid.
So
it's like bowl projections at this point.
I look at a graphic like that from a national guy like that. And the first thing that comes to my mind
national buff guy
is, oh, you really don't know Nebraska.
What do you mean?
Because you can look at that schedule and go win, loss, win, 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 win. Like you can do that.
Oh, are you saying only an idiot would pick Nebraska to go to the playoff?
Nebraska doesn't do your should win, will win, won't win. They don't follow your rules of.
But what if they finally do?
What if they were competent?
What if they were exactly what we think they'll do?
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
I know I personally wouldn't know how to handle myself.
Yeah, it'd be odd.
I don't know how the community and the fan base would react.
Yeah, if Nebraska finally, if they broke through and went, I mean, they'd probably have to go 11-1. Have we talked about that scenario?
You don't think
yet,
10-2 gets it?
It's obviously context. Like so much of it is just what happens around you. But
which 10, which 11?
I kind of think this year's Nebraska with that schedule, they'd have to go 11-1.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you're saying. Because they'd really have to look dominant to get in with that schedule.
Right, because their one loss would be to Penn State.
Okay.
If you're tacking on a second loss, let's say it's against, I don't know, who's the second best team they play this year? Michigan? You lose to Penn State, Michigan, but you beat, I mean, think about it. You beat Cincinnati, Houston Christian, Akron, Michigan State, Maryland, Minnesota, Northwestern, USC, UCLA, and Iowa.
I mean,
I don't know. There's like no good wins in that.
You'd be the Indiana where everyone's debating whether or
Which
not you're
I don't
good.
think Indiana gets in at 10-2 last year.
What if
Indiana would have lost
the
one more game last year? I don't think they would have been in.
Yeah. Well, I think that bears out given the way the standings fell. Yeah.
So I think they'd probably have to go 11-1, which that would be awesome. That would be so sick.
If Nebraska Penn State was theoretically unbeaten versus unbeaten.
If Nebraska was theoretically the Indiana of last year.
Oh my gosh! And then you had to defend yourself every week in the
It'd be Nebraska versus the world. We'd be the Jesters holding our daggers against everyone. Get away! We are good. Matt Rhule is good.
Matt McMaster would I don't know if he would be able to handle the callers on Big Red Overreaction.
He'd probably cry because Indiana would be in shambles. Oh, I love Indiana. It's like Nettie. Oh. Just a thought. Anyway. Nebraska's making the playoff according to one bald man. Not me. Not me.
You have him as a higher seed.
I will not be picking Nebraska to go to the playoff this year.
Really?
Yep, I'll say it now.
Wow.
This is the start of prediction week. Nebraska is not going to the playoff.
You and Josh Peterson profiting off of
Negativity. Yet
That's
again.
the phrase. Yeah.
We'll be back after this on 1620 The Zone.
Upon further review, the host's last statement was deemed to be somewhat comical. Somewhat. The Connor Happer Show returns in minutes on 1620 The Zone.
We have tickets to Lincoln Park.
Lincoln Park?
Yes. Which will be taking place Friday, August 29th at the Chai. That's next Friday.
That's next Friday.
Not this coming Friday, but next Friday. The Zero World Tour with special guest Gene Dawson. We'll have tickets. The afternoon show will have tickets. And you can find more details at 1620thezone.com this week. That is Lincoln Park at the Chai next Friday.
What a Labor Day weekend this is going to be. Football.
Whoa, you're right.
You come back, you go to Lincoln Park, and then you got
and then you just have 3 more
weekend.
days.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
What are you gonna do?
On my fantasy draft next Sunday.
Hello.
Where are we going? I don't know. What are we doing? I don't know.
What's your pick? What number?
I don't know.
Okay.
Actually, I think I'm 1 this year.
Whoa, wow.
Because I won. We did a Kentucky Derby thing, and I won.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Yes, there's a lot
What are
of
you gonna
pressure.
do?
I'll probably pick Kyle Pitts.
That doesn't seem like the right play.
No? someday he will have to be good.
He's
right?
gonna pop.
He'll have to be good. It's time to pick Kyle Pitts in this year's fantasy draft as your number 1 pick, at the very least in the first round. You've been doing it already for 4 years. This is the year he definitely comes through. Creighton over the weekend signed forward Kerem Conan from Denizli, Turkey.
All right, tell me about this guy.
Copying off of Nebraska basketball, getting a guy from Turkey. 6'10", 233 pounds, brings a wealth of international experience. He played in the FIBA U18 European Challengers, the FIBA U18 European Championship, the FIBA U19 Basketball World Cup, the FIBA U20 European Championship, and the FIBA U20 Eurobasket. Turkey won silver at the 2022 U18 European Championships and the bronze at the 2023 U19 Basketball World Cup. Of course, he joins this group this year that was maybe a little bit light on bigs.
What?
Well, I mean, you had Owen Freeman, who last time we saw him was not practicing and on crutches. And then Alexa Dimitrievich was not here yet. Both of these things, I think, are getting, Alexa's here now. And Freeman's getting back, but I think that'll still take some time. Max said it was going to be like into September, I think, on that one. And now you got some reinforcements with Mr. Conan joining the team.
Team Coco.
Team Coco. Exactly. So Creighton's roster is now full of people. People are saying that I was honking. Everyone else on Twitter is telling me how good this guy is. I mean, he was doing some good stuff in those highlight videos I saw.
Oh, okay.
What?
How could you possibly know what this guy's doing?
What do you mean? I was watching the highlight videos of the Turkey stuff.
Grinding tape on Turkish basketball, the Turkey U18.
Just
FIBA
whatever
basket.
they put out, whatever was fed to me, I watched the video.
Okay, you saw nothing.
He blocked some shots. Some people said that he shut down a variety of good college basketball players from the past. That sounded awesome to me.
Okay.
I love this.
I'm on board with all that.
I love this pickup. I love it for the Blue Jays. Mostly because the roster spot just would have gone empty had he not. So good job by Creighton to yet again find another guy out there in the wild. Saw some Creighton volleyball while we're in the honk segment. Yeah.
Honk, honk.
So I was at the volleyball thing on Saturday. Cool. By the way, Brian Rosen is going to join the show tomorrow.
What?
For the record. And so I want to get this out there first. We did a little game where it's like a get to know Coach Rosen, like trivia. So we had a guy come up and like guess various things that like, what's your favorite hobby? But the last question
Volleyball.
It was like A, B, or C.
Oh, okay.
All right. So he's on the last question. And the question was, what's your favorite topping on a pizza?
Very controversial question.
A, sausage, B, pepperoni, C, pineapple. Kid guesses sausage. Wrong. It's pineapple.
Oh.
He got booed. I'm not kidding. The DJ Sokol Arena crowd booed Coach Rosen for claiming that he enjoys pineapple on his pizza.
Wow.
Which I thought was awesome. I thought was perfect.
Was there a smattering of applause or was it?
It was like, oh, God, get this guy out of here. Disgusting. Which restored a lot of my faith in the Creighton community. Not that I was losing it, but it was nice to hear that other people are uncomfortable with the idea of pineapple on pizza.
Pineapple.
Coach Rosen did not apologize for it afterwards. He said, oh, yeah, I love that.
Okay.
That's my joint.
Now, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that he stuck to it.
Yep.
Yep,
so
I said it.
When he joins the show tomorrow, we will yet again confront him about this. But from a volleyball perspective, hot take, I think the AVCA First Serve Showcase is going to be sick.
Whoa.
Yeah. Think about all those teams in there.
Bold
I think
take by
Creighton's going to
you.
end up being pretty good. And it was good to sort of see them. I don't know, like they were a couple points away from the Final Four last year, taking down the national champions in their home gym. So that's a pretty high watermark to hit. I don't know if it's that again for them, but I mean, it's a top. I think you could. I was talking about this with some people on Saturday. Like Creighton's got to the point where you could probably roll out of bed and be like a top 15 team.
Whoa,
it's pretty crazy to think about. It's pretty crazy to think about. And they have some real talent, and they just keep kind of churning it. And you could see the next wave that's sort of coming along. Like Jay Johnson's going to be a superstar this year. So I think the AVCA First Serve Showcase is going to be really cool. And I guess what they're trying to do is they're trying to make it like a Final Four type of feel. So there's going to be like a red carpet. There'll be like some stuff going on outside the arena on Friday and Saturday as well at Pinnacle Bank Arena.
Very cool.
So yeah, it's gonna be the big time.
I mean, it's gonna be on Big Fox Friday.
Big Fox Friday, big FS1 on Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Big ESPN Sunday.
Big ESPN on Sunday. You get exposed to a lot of the audience there. So yeah, there's the Hawks segment. I love Turkish basketball.
Honk, honk.
And I love volleyball.
Honk, honk.
That's right. And we didn't even talk about Nebraska volleyball, which was also good this weekend.
A lot of fun.
We can get to that a little bit later. Travis writes in.
Hi, Travis.
Liking pineapple on your pizza is fine, but to claim it as favorite topping is unhinged. I think we got a bit of an unhinged guy.
Whoa.
He's crazy.
Careful.
He's just crazy enough to say it out loud, too. He might just be our crazy.
Crazy enough to work.
Crazy enough to work. Just like what I say when I draft Kyle Pitts every year in fantasy football. All right. Mike Schaefer is coming up next on 1620 The Zone.
Pineapple.
Mike Schaefer texted me this morning and he said, and I quote, "It's that time of the year again where I asked to reschedule." And I said, "Oh, awesome. Let's do it." And I said, "We'll call you at 1." And here we are. It's 1 o'clock. Where is he? He could be anywhere in his new hometown of Omaha.
Yeah, that's official now, right?
I believe so.
Okay. Congrats.
I believe it has happened. Can you believe it? Mike Schaefer.
Yeah, I kind of can, actually.
Having to deal with that traffic out on I-80 and Giles.
That Giles traffic.
I am going to murder someone. I look, I haven't worked as many Storm Chasers games this year as I have in the previous years, and I'm really glad I haven't because of that. 4 straight days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, out at Werner Park. I thought, oh, driving down here on a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
It's Sunday at 3:45.
Yeah.
We're having a nice day, right? Everybody's nice and calm, and shouldn't be a whole lot of volume. People are staying in. Maybe they're doing some yard work. No, still backed up. Not as bad, obviously, as Thursday or Friday, but still. I mean, I saw KTV did a news story on I-80 and Giles.
Smart. Put the public pressure on them.
Well,
Connor, they're not ready for a Husker home game.
It actually triggered me more because the person who runs I'm sure they're working very, very hard, but they know this. We're going to complain. It keeps being a nuisance, and so we're going to continue to complain about it. And they were like, "Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sorry, but this is our project, and we're doing it until October, I guess. I guess it's expected to go through October, which is halfway through the football season, Josh.
But also, like, 6 weeks. That thing ain't going to be done in 6 weeks.
Through October. Through October.
10 weeks.
So 10 weeks.
I don't know.
Like you said.
I don't know.
If it's scheduled to end, let's say on Halloween, what's the actual end date for the I-80 and Giles project? Like Jan 1?
Yeah. This is not good.
No, I'm not happy about this. There's gonna have to. Black Cat writes in, Mike McKnight, where are you?
Hall of Famer Mike McKnight.
Fix it. So it's bad out there.
Yeah.
It's got an impact on everything. In fact, even going home from Werner Park, I think it was Saturday night. I get in my car and I start driving that way. But I remembered from the previous night that the on-ramp to the interstate was closed from actual Giles Street onto eastbound I-80, if you could picture where that's
No,
at.
you can get on there now.
So I remembered on Friday night that it was closed. So on Saturday, I was going to take extra precaution, but then when I got in my car told me to take that way, so I figured it was open. And it was until the moment I got there. I was the first person to not be allowed onto I-80.
Oh, they closed it for the night.
They were putting the road closed sign up right away. I was like, there is no way that this is happening to me right now. And so on Sunday, I just skipped it altogether.
Wow.
But it's a problem.
And you got
very problematic.
Just a tip from an observer who sat in it one time.
You went to the NBA awards where you won an award.
I did.
People forget that.
You got to close you can't be letting those people on from ILQ.
Well,
because you kind of get through it and we're like, okay, we're through it, and then there's a new batch of people like, hey, let me in. Hey, let me in.
I gotta say, if you're looking for the old Michigan man shortcut here,
take that ILQ exit.
Take ILQ and
all the way through.
You could skip by a couple hundred cars.
Uh-huh.
Somebody will let you in. They are Nebraska nice after all. I'm just saying. It's probably been done a few times.
They won't vacate your arrival time.
No, they will not. No, they will not. Josh.
Connor.
We have another. Let me see if I can get this up on the stream. I have another graphic for you.
Another graphic. Wow.
If you're interested.
I'm very interested.
This one comes from our dear friend K Ford. He put all of his preseason rankings out.
Mm-hmm.
All that stuff.
Nebraska defense. Very nice.
I wanted to focus in. Yeah, the defense was like, what, 15?
Yeah, something.
I'm sure the offense was bad, and I'm sure Nebraska overall ended up in the 30s, somewhere around there. What did I not mention? The special teams. That is where this graphic comes in. Here's K Ford's preseason special teams rankings. It's excellently formatted on our YouTube if you're watching along with us right now.
What?
Yeah, these are some of the best special teams in the country.
Texas is ass at special teams?
I didn't know that. I had no idea. Apparently, Texas and Arizona State are terrible at special teams.
Huh. Okay.
I would not have thought that. I just figured they're good teams, so they have to have good special teams. But that is a place where the narrative, I mean, the stuff that we talk about, we just do that around here, and then we apply it to every other thing nationwide. Like, what do we always say around here? Well, Nebraska can't ever get to its full potential unless they have a good special team. You look at all the other good teams in the country, guess what? They have great special teams.
Western Kentucky is the best team in the country at special teams.
Yeah. Who's Western Kentucky? Exactly. Texas and Arizona State both made the college football playoff last year. Apparently, they were terrible at special teams last year. Or they just lost a lot. Preseason, K Ford puts Nebraska at 116th in special teams.
Out of 136.
Which spin zone, Josh, if Nebraska, phone's ringing, if Nebraska is to have a special teams with a pulse this year, maybe that overall ranking picks up a little bit as well. Maybe they end up in the 50, 60, 70 range or something like that. It's an interesting thing to think about. Also, for your notes, coming in at number 29 of the preseason K Ford special teams ranking, Tennessee, number 29. All right, that's it for graphics, I think, for me today.
Wow.
I'll let you know if I come across another one.
Okay.
Let's go to the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline right now, where we chat with our dear friend, Omaha man, Mike J. Schaefer. Hello, Mike.
Hello, Connor. How are you?
Great. How's Omaha?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I had a speaking obligation, and I ran a little long and realized that I missed the beginning of our interview. So
classic windbag Schaefer, just talking and talking and talking.
Yeah, pretty much. I did not realize it was already past 1 o'clock, and then had to awkwardly tell the room of people that I couldn't stay around and shake hands. I had to run away. So,
well, you could go back in. You could go back in maybe if you want, or is it too late now?
I felt like I already made my exit. I don't know that you can redo that one.
Yeah. Just
like screaming, "Hey, I got to go on the radio, bye," and then running out of a room. I don't know that you can come back.
Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate it. Thanks. So the first week or so of Omaha has been pretty good. Have you adjusted to? Are you a Creighton fan yet? I guess.
I am not a Creighton fan. This is actually my first full day in Omaha since no longer living in Lincoln. I spent the weekend at the Tatanka Golf Club for a golf trip that I had set up prior to everything else happening in my life. So I can't give you the full Omaha rundown at this point in time.
Yeah, but you're familiar, and don't worry. I mean, once you're here for long enough, you'll be a Creighton fan after a pretty short period of time, I'd imagine.
I don't appreciate this bit.
Just saying,
not a fun bit.
Just wait. Someone once told someone that I worked with years ago in Lincoln. I told them that he found out that I was a Creighton fan, and he's from Omaha, and he said the same thing. He said, well, I was a Creighton fan too, but you live in Lincoln long enough and you just become a Nebraska basketball fan. Don't worry, it will just happen to you. It never really happened to me, although I covered the team for a long period of time. And, I then just ended up moving back to Omaha. So I would think that Creighton pull is just going to be significant for you.
I don't know. We'll see. It could just be the previous 30-some years of being anti-Creighton will win out. But so the main focus here is making sure that Hudson's exposure is limited.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Well, if we can't get you, we'll take Hudson. So that'll be an interesting thing to sort of watch. Schaefer, any takes on black uniforms, or are you all talked out about this?
I made a tweet in like jest to a former media person, and it got like picked up by some very angry Nebraska fans last Friday, where I basically accused alternate jerseys of being what caused the spiral for the program, which I would think people could figure out as a joke. But if they didn't, let me allow to say that A, I was joking. But I'm not joking about this. I think black uniforms are dumb, in large part because I think Nebraska should just wear red and white because those are their colors. I'm a traditionalist. I don't really think Nebraska needs alternate uniforms. I don't think it adds anything to it, but I also understand I'm not the person that you're usually trying to excite with alternate uniforms. So I don't know. We'll have black jerseys again. Why these are even better than the previous 3 iterations of black jerseys, I have no idea. So please enlighten me. Why is this version of the black jersey way better than the last?
I think the goal is for these to be good because they're actually wearing them during a blackout at night. I think that's the idea.
Do we know that game's at night?
No, but Matt Rhule keeps talking about it like it is, so I guess I'll go with him.
Well, it's not. As much as I know he likes to control things, I don't know that he gets to pick when Nebraska plays US.
Do you think this is a case of him just trying to speak something into existence?
Yeah, kind of like Quentin Ives. I think this is the same case.
Yeah, it kind of does feel like that a little bit. So I hope that all works out, but
you look like 2013 and you're playing UCLA at 11 a.m. with black uniforms.
Yeah, for the record, I was fine with those, and I was fine with the one they wore a couple times during the Frost era as well. Like those were good uniforms. I thought they were well done. Although, I think they wore them once in 2020, and there was no fans there, so that was sort of odd. And then did they wear them again in 2021 at some point, or was it back to 19?
I think they've only worn them 3 times because I like to talk about how they've never won a game wearing black uniforms. And that's why they shouldn't wear them.
But, so you're one of those guys where like if they wear the all whites, you can't not think about the last time they wore the all whites and got absolutely wrecked or something like that.
That's definitely not me. But in this very specific case, part of it is I just don't get the appeal of it. Like I don't think it looks good. I've never been like, oh, Nebraska in black uniform. Wow, this is an appealing, great thing for the college football game that I'm watching here. It just kind of looks like, hey, Nebraska wants to try something different.
Yeah.
It just kind of doesn't feel right.
That's my case for it, Shafe. Like, to be honest with you, it's just different. And that doesn't mean it's like automatically cool. But it's different. And so I'm good with it because it's different.
Do you foresee Nebraska ever getting to the point with an alternate uniform where it's well liked enough that it becomes like the alternate uniform? Because that way we don't have to have this like release every year where I think the excitement about what it could be and then the like 2.5-minute video for the release is largely where people get most fired up. And then the game happens and they don't seem to care as much, usually because Nebraska probably hasn't won, but that's a different point.
Well, wasn't that the idea with the last time they did those with the black shirt uniforms? Like if the defense plays really well, then they just can wear them the next game. Like, wasn't that the initial idea?
Sure, I think that's the idea, but like what I'm sort of wondering is, will you get to a point with Nebraska and like there's a go-to alternate? Like there's just one that is collectively agreed upon as like the best third look for Nebraska. There's red, there's white, and then there's X. And I wonder if it's just going to be this thing of every year, it's a slightly different variation that Adidas cooked up that people will sort of be okay with, sort of hate, and sort of shrug their shoulders.
What if
it's more likely?
What if it's all red? What if they busted out the all red? How do you think people would take that?
They like the fantastic ones worn against Wisconsin when they played HC.
No, they're road pants and they're home jerseys. It's all the same.
Oh.
It's just the all red. Like the recruits wear.
Yeah, that'd be fine. I mean, I don't have any problem with that. It reminds me of the color rush for the NFL, really.
Yeah, I think that could be an alternate that they throw in the mix at whatever. That could be potentially your go-to for a game a year or something like that.
What's your number one alternate of any of them that they've done? And don't give me like the throwback one of, for the sellout or something like that. Like an actual alternate.
It's probably the most recent black one. Honestly, I think this one is better than any other one that they've done because the pants are black and the uniform's not all that different outside of just changing the color red to black. Like, I'm a simple guy. You know how it works for baseball, and me, like, I like it simple. And a lot of the other uniforms that they've done, they've been doing way too much. So change everything that's red to black, and there you go. You have a uniform.
I think the ice whites from 2016 are still their best.
Oh, those are good. Yeah.
They're very clean looking. It looks nice. I support that look.
I like when they wore I like when they wore the gray face mask for the Oklahoma game in 2021. That was fun.
Okay. Were you having to call anything or do anything in 2014 when they wore the ones where you couldn't read anyone's name or number?
I think I was up in the press box, and it was very, very, very difficult to see what was going on.
Like it's Illinois when Randy Gregory killed that guy legally?
Yes, exactly. So people were sending in. So this is where we ended up in the conversation earlier in the show. Because somebody sent in an email about how stupid it would look of all of the famous plays in Nebraska history. They weren't wearing red uniforms. They were wearing black uniforms instead. And they started sending in pictures of Suh destroying Colt McCoy, but he had a black uniform. Eric Crouch catching a touchdown pass, but he was wearing a black uniform. And I thought that was a really funny place for this entire stupid conversation to end.
I do appreciate that actually a lot.
It's a good thing to visualize. And I can't tell you that it looks stupid. It just looks different. That's my final opinion on it. It's just different.
Sure.
Okay.
I think it's an acceptable final opinion.
Thank you. I appreciate that. From a football perspective, we are now just over 1 week away from this first game. Have you had your main questions about this team answered in either a positive or a negative way over the last 3 weeks?
No, I don't think so. I mean, part of it because it can't be answered. Like there's nothing I was going to learn in August that was going to make me completely accept or believe that this is a football team that is bound for a complete a complete breakthrough, or that they were just going to be trash. So much of it is in the margin, and a lot of it is stuff that's like hard to even explain to me. Like, I need to see a successful fourth quarter comeback, or I need to see Matt Rhule coach a good game. And what I mean by that is like make some really strong, smart decisions in the fourth quarter with his timeouts or what have you. Like, there's just little stuff in there where it's like you can talk yourself into this football team, and then you turn around with a but they could win this many games. Yeah, but what if they go to overtime again? Are they actually going to be able to put up points? Can they get positive yards? What if they have to drive from their own 25 and score with a minute and a half left? Can they do that? Is this a team that can get a stop late in the game with a defense that we don't really know what to make of them? Like, nothing that I learned during camp was going to be able to answer these things. And there's also just units on this team where it's like, they're going to be a lot different in November than they are right now. I think the biggest thing I'm trying to remind myself, regardless of how the year starts, is that the best version of Nebraska football, we want to see play against USC, UCLA, Penn State, and Iowa. And so if they look good at that point, even if they stub their toe before then, but you can actually feel like, hey, this is what a football team is supposed to look like, and a Matt Rhule team and all this other stuff. That's kind of the answer I have for you. There's a lot that I'm more enthusiastic about. Like, I feel better about their special teams. I feel better about their wide receivers, but I can't turn around and tell you that it makes me think that they're going to definitely win X amount of games. And then they still have to go and do it. And I think that's the part that's the hardest, is we want all of these answers. We want to know exactly what Nebraska football is. But frankly, when they're playing Maryland, are we going to know if they've completely figured this thing out, or we're just going to know whether the arrow is pointing in the right direction.
Do they have, you mentioned about playing their best football later in the season. Do you feel like they're in a comfortable spot as far as the depth that they've developed is concerned to where that could be a thing, later on in the season when maybe, top guys are beat up or whatever it might be? Like how many deep does this go on a general basis before you start getting uncomfortable about what comes after that?
I mean, there's obviously the positions where something happens to Dylan or to Emmett Johnson, you get a little hairy. But in general, I think the depth that you have up front on both sides of the line, and I know it's not developed yet on the defensive line, but I think there's guys that are going to play well. And then offensively, I feel good about the offensive line too. So there's just a lot happening here that I feel confident in. And, I think there's good depth. I think it's a good roster. I really do. I mean, that's part of where any optimism I have is I just think that they have more talent in some ways than what we've seen them have before. And I think they have a better idea. They want to play people and how they can effectively win football games. But they have to go prove that. And part of that optimism is some of the depth that you talked about. I mean, they're deeper in the defensive backfield. They're deeper on the offensive line. They've got 3 tight ends that, could be starting for teams around the country. Maybe not necessarily at the highest of levels, but certainly I think teams would have liked to have a Luke Lindenmeyer or a Heinrich Harburg or a Carter Nelson. And they're all wildly different. But that's all to say that I think they have a fair amount of talent behind the guys that are going to be your starting 11 on each side.
Yeah, I think so too. Schaefer, before we let you go, we haven't updated how the public on how you feel about your favorite baseball team recently. There's going to be a battle here down the stretch for another wild card spot or two.
Yeah, Schaefer, how you feeling?
How do we feel about the Guards?
Well, I don't like that they lost 3 games to the hapless Josh Hodgson Braves over there.
That's right, you sure did.
That felt like just giving.
Oh, no.
I didn't cut his mic.
There he is. He's back.
Is there dead spots in Omaha?
Yeah. Oh, come on. You can't put this on Omaha, Schaefer.
I'm driving. It can't just be on me. No. I don't feel great about them making the playoffs, but they're going to be interesting, and it's unfortunate in some ways that I can't just completely turn it off, but it's also good in other ways because who knows? I mean, if they go have September again, they can make the wild card round. Jose Ramirez could do some fun stuff. So I'll pay attention, but I am very, very much transitioning to its football team. I think that's the simplest answer.
All right, fair enough. Shafe, great to talk to you again as always, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, thanks for I appreciate it.
All right, that is Mike Schaefer of Husker 247. I will be watching the Cleveland Guardians play tonight.
Oh, will you?
Yes. They
don't play the Royals.
No, they play the Arizona Diamondbacks. Here's what I wanted to say. I don't do shout outs very often, except for when I always say shout out. Shout out to. Mm-hmm. One of my dear oldest friends, Connor Watson, is the assistant director of hitting for the Cleveland Guardians.
Whoa.
He's stationed in Phoenix. And so his job is to go around to all of the minor league teams throughout the Cleveland system and, kind of check in on the hitters and all these things. He made a stop through Omaha a couple months ago when the Columbus Clippers were here. So he tonight has a jersey in a major league dugout.
Whoa.
For the first time.
Cool.
Yeah. He could kind of do it whenever he wants to, but he has to tell him or whatever. And so he sent me the picture yesterday. He's like, "Yep, got a jersey.
Okay.
I'll probably wear a batting shirt over it or whatever." But I will be watching the Guardians play baseball tonight because I want to see if my guy's on there.
Imagine losing a baseball game this weekend, Connor.
Couldn't be me, Josh.
Couldn't be me either.
Not to the Chicago White Sox, that's for sure.
Braves over the Guards.
Jonathan India with a 450-foot donger. The Royals are only 4 games out of the wild card. Cleveland's 3.5, and the Yankees currently occupy that third spot. It's going to be tight down the stretch. Big games coming
Massive homestand ends with 4 against the Rangers for you, Connor.
Big games because they're right next to Kansas City in the
that's
state.
right.
They're
Okay.
right behind them. We got, is this live? We got
Cubs.
We got Cubs Brewers. Brewers finally
cameraman.
lost for the first time in 70 years over the weekend, but this is a giant series for both of those teams, of course, as well, but not as far as the division is concerned.
I'll be filming TikToks of my reactions to these Cubs games.
Milwaukee has grown an 8-game lead over Chicago in the NL Central. Quick break. Back after this on 1620 The Zone. All right. Once again, I'm sure this has been talked about and I'm sure the story's out there on whose idea this was, but this is a great idea. What Nebraska volleyball did with their alumni game on Saturday at the Devaney Center is awesome. What a show.
Incredible idea. Wonderfully executed, of course.
What a show.
And a better way, like functionally a better warm-up than Wayne State.
In this specific case, yes. Very, very few of those you'll probably get the opportunity to do that. This may be like the only one. But yeah, you have the ability to reach out, and there's a couple local teams which a few of the players play for, and some of them still live around here, so you're able to put together a coherent volleyball team and challenge a little bit before ultimately the current Nebraska volleyball squad defeated the alumni 3-1.
Once again, Olds going down.
Yeah, let's go. Shout out to Gen Z taking down the millennials. Some millennials in here, probably. Still probably some more Gen Zs on the old alumni.
Yeah, I don't think like Allie Batenhorst gets to jump up a generation because
just
on the alumni
team. No, probably not. But kudos to whoever came up with that idea. Genius. A great call and a great way to, pump up some excitement for the team. Not that they need any. It really is amazing to think about what they do on a game-to-game basis. It is its own thing.
It's incredible.
Like some of it is, I think maybe the start of it is like, we are Nebraska and we are Nebraskans and we support everything that has the N on it. And that's great. And then they win and they have all these really likable and relatable players and they get to show their personalities and stuff like that. Like Nebraska volleyball just really is its own thing. Everything sort of grows up in Nebraska. Every other sport at the University of Nebraska grows up under the umbrella of like, it's Nebraska. So you get compared to, or you are brought up in the shadow of Nebraska football, right? And it sort of has the expectation that you take on that persona, whatever it might be, that personality of the Nebraska football program in the heyday, all that stuff. But Nebraska volleyball really has split off, and they've really sort of, become their own thing, so much so that they're one of the very few volleyball programs in the country that just they're really prioritized within the university. They get the best talent, they get the best players. Like every conversation that we have, oftentimes when teams have success, they're like, well, what can we learn from them? With Nebraska volleyball, it's just so hard because they just play such a different game than everybody else, right? It's like, what can Nebraska football take from Ohio State at this moment? I don't know. It's really difficult because they just play at such a different level and they recruit at such a different level and they spend at such a different level. Like you just have to do it for long enough in order to ultimately kind of get to that point. So, man, they've created their own thing. And it will continue to take off with DBK at the helm. I mean, she seems like she's pretty good with that stuff. So the star continues to ascend for Nebraska volleyball. We'll see what happens if they don't win the national championship, because they have a national championship roster for sure.
They have the roster, they have the pedigree. Now it's time to just kind of finish the story, right? Not that it's automatic, but
it's so funny that you say that, and I don't disagree with you. It's so funny that you say that, though, and it's August 18th. The season literally hasn't started yet.
Right.
Just finish.
That's how it was last year. I mean, it was all building to the end.
Elsewhere, Nebraska football-wise, they got a commitment from rising junior 5-star Omaha Central safety Tory Pittman.
Whoa.
Adding to the 2027 class, which includes now him and Trey Taylor. Remember Trey Taylor? There was a week in the summer where we only talked about Trey Taylor.
I remember that week fondly.
Tory Pittman, a 5-star at Central. Excited to see him play a little bit more this year. And
he's a junior?
2027. No, he's an upcoming junior, Josh.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a
It does seem like a long way.
It does.
Just going
half of
into
his
your
high
junior
school
year
career.
now.
Many would say the best of him is still to come.
I would hope so. I would hope that is the case.
And he's 5 stars right now.
And he got the 5th star.
Can he be the
I think
first
they
ever
rank him
6
for like
star?
He might go like I don't know how the rankings. You know,
can go down.
Some of it is you could get re-ranked where you go down. Some people lose a 5th star.
Whoa.
Some people gain a 5th star. Some people lose a 4th star
that's
and they
right.
go down to a 3rd.
One of the services took away a star from Dylan, like right at the end, right?
I think. Yeah.
And we were like, what does this mean?
Yeah. Yep. Is he trash now?
Yeah.
So no, I mean, he's a pretty good player with a really, really bright future, and it's good for Nebraska to, take advantage of the in-state talent that they have. There wasn't any second guessing as far as the football playing from Tory Pittman, right? That's why they pass on all those guys this year. It's just like, I just don't know. They knew about this one from an athletic standpoint.
Good.
I think we'll do that. I think we'll take that.
Gotta lock it down.
A reminder before we take a break here that this week's Zone Deal is indeed 2 cops. It's a popular one, ladies and gentlemen. $50 worth of vouchers for just $25 this Friday at 9/16/20thezone.com. All right, to the Polls at Happer show on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed. Does Matt McMaster have a little bit of chocolate? No.
No. A cosmopolitan Neapolitan ice cream.
Yeah. Nope. He was trying to force that one. 64% say no. Wear PJ? Question mark. Yes. 76% say no.
Whoa.
Do
hello.
not wear PJ. Were you on the Jamal Adams train? I can't say that I was particularly.
I would throw myself off if I was.
83% said no. And finally, wow, this all came for the crossover today. Have you eaten Michael Severe's pork?
I have not.
I also have not.
Haven't had the pleasure.
95% say they have not eaten Michael Severe's pork.
Greedy Michael Severe with the pork.
You have to serve your pork. People are dying to try the pork.
Maybe they'll ask about it on Mondays with Michael and on Sportsmanlike Conduct today.
Yes.
More Michael Severe on this station.
Yes, we're the only show he didn't stick around for, not even for the crossover.
Wow, sad.
Unbelievable. All right, what do we got on what to watch tonight?
We're watching baseball. Cubs are hosting the Brewers right now on MLB Network, followed by Tigers, Astros, not followed by, it's on a different network, but 8:30 on FS1. The Angels host the Reds.
Oh.
I got to talk to the director of programming at FS1 because, man, they pick weird games.
I can't explain it.
Little League World Series, South Carolina versus Nevada coming up at the top of the hour on ESPN. And then we shift things over to ESPN2 for Chinese Taipei and Aruba, and your nightcap in Williamsport, Connecticut versus South Dakota at 6 o'clock. WNBA doubleheader on NBA TV. Lynx Liberty at 6, and then Dream Aces at 9 o'clock. NFL preseason wraps up this week with Monday Night Football on ESPN at 7 o'clock. Bengals Commanders.
Oh, really? There's a Monday night game tonight? Is Joe Buck doing it?
I don't know. I really don't know. But
Bengals Commanders?
That's right.
Okay.
From our nation's capital. It will be followed by an episode of Sports Center at 10 o'clock on ESPN, of course. Rich Eisen returns to the worldwide leader to host its flagship program.
Wow.
That's right. Rich Eisen hosting Sports Center after the game.
Van Pelt's still out for the summer?
I think so.
Jeez. That guy's got a hell of a deal.
Yeah. Doesn't have to follow the NBA games anymore.
That's awesome. That's it?
Yeah, that's it. That's the only stuff to watch.
I might watch the second episode of The Studio tonight.
Okay. I've heard good things.
I very much enjoyed the first episode, and it's hard to get me to like things.
You are a curmudgeon.
Yeah. Especially new things.
Yeah.
So, first episode, I'm good. We'll see what happens in episode number 2. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Connor.
That is it for us today. If you miss anything, 1620thezone.com is where you can find it. The crossover is coming up next.